For Panthers Fans Only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual, not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
Motorcycle patches on my jacket. Rip all the money out the plastic. Put it on her tongue and now she dancing. Gave her everything, now what you asking.
That we were selling
Flip, make it flip, do gymnastics. Pop up, being a lot of talent. Eat
It do kind of flow like that, though, because of plugs and everything. Welcome to Four Panthers Fans Only.
Huncho. She gon' make that ass dribble playing basketball. Don't call it cuffin', nigga, I ain't passing. Niggas pouring foes,
Welcome. Hey, Dan Morgan, don't piss me the fuck off. All I'm gonna say, I don't know where it stemmed from, but literally 2.5 hours before we came to record, all I keep seeing is Michael Williams. Don't piss me the fuck off. I'm not lying. I'm not joking, bro.
Michael. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome, all right.
I'm saying, Michael, welcome to the bank. Welcome to the bank.
That'll be our farewell episode. Matter of fact, we're going to get canceled on the fucking live stream. Because oh my God. It's just in everybody's best interest that doesn't happen. Welcome to Four Panthers.
So it ain't no place for Michael Williams?
Excuse me?
It ain't no place for Michael Williams?
Did you see the workout video the other day? Yes or no? You tell me. Did you see it?
Yeah, that shit was terrible.
Okay, cool. That's all I needed to see from
all right to me.
Okay.
I think I might could have got out there and did that.
Yeah, that's the same thing I'm thinking. Welcome to Four Panthers Fans Only, man. It is officially draft week, where all the rumors ramp up, where all the allegations start to come to the light, where all the conversations, we don't know what's true, what's false, what's real, what's fake. We don't know. We really don't. All I know is that Michael Williams news better not be real. That better fall under that false category. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Let us come out and we only win 6 or 7 ball games, and the first pick in this year's draft, number 8 overall, is Michael Williams, and I'm gonna be calling for niggas' jobs. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all I'm not in the fucking mood. I'm not. Terrence might be okay with that, don't you?
What? Michael? Nah, I don't want Michael, bro. But I don't think it's gonna be true according to the press conference. Not at number 8. I don't even think we're gonna be at number 8. I don't think we're staying at number 8.
I mean, I don't know if you're gonna have a choice but to stay at number 8. To be honest, I don't know.
I don't know why that would be the case. I don't either.
Because I don't know who's coming up.
What do you mean you don't know who's coming up? All I see is a lot of people want to go after Shador and, in that range.
Do you believe it?
So I just know, yeah, I believe it. And I know a lot of niggas got to come talk to us, because if he dropped to the Saints, they're getting him.
I've been seeing Jackson Dart.
Some
way I ended up on Saints Twitter.
I seen his name too. I seen that. I honestly seen that. They said they ball like Jackson Dart. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I hope that
fits the mold.
I hope that yeah, it does very well. I hope they get Jackson Dart.
Who?
New Orleans. That would make me aroused.
Yeah.
Let me hear Jackson Dart at 9. Or even in the second round, because that's where they had him queued at. And then they were looking at Will Campbell in the at the 9 slot in the first round, and then Jackson Dart in the second.
What if they throw a curveball and just go Jalen Milroe?
I mean, you heard them good.
I seen something that they predict him to be the second quarterback off the board.
I mean, his name is just skyrocketing.
And that's why I don't really think we know what's going to really happen, bro. I think some shit just going to get shaken up, and it's going to throw everybody for a loop.
I mean, I've been seeing it's like I said, it's that time. So that's what, I mean, you're going to get a lot of that. Before we get started, man, again, welcome to Four Panthers Fans Only. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already tapped in with us on social media, For Panthers Fans Only on Instagram, as well as every other social media site with the exception of X. You can find us at FPFO_podcast on X/Twitter, whichever one you prefer. YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell notification if you're watching there. Thank you so much for being here. At the G2S Network, if you want to connect with us on YouTube. Also, you can visit our home base, ForPanthersFansOnly.com. Copy your Carolina Reapers tee. I actually have like 5 or 6. I'm not here to lie to y'all. I have like 6 or 7 of them bitches that I just been alternating pretty much every day I woke up. So since the release has happened. And yeah, let me see. I know we have like a whole bunch of stuff to go through. That's number one. Well, first and foremost, I'm your host, JJ.
I'm your co-host.
You won't be prepared for it no more. I done fucked it off.
Yeah, you done fucked it off. We done went so much without doing it. That's just like.
We got to get back to it. We got a lot of new people here.
Yeah, and I'm your producer, Tavian.
Yeah, they told him that he going to have to stop saying the nigga. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just telling you what a lot of people have been saying.
Right.
That you sound like you're Caucasian behind the camera.
Well, that's fine. I'm
just
glad that the viewers think I sound educated. I appreciate y'all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
we're already.
That's all that means. Because that's all that means.
Yeah, we're already.
That's what y'all mean when you say somebody sounds white. So, cool. Cool.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
necessarily.
that's me either. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about that either, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. He's already working on us getting canceled.
Yeah.
So it begins already. So it's setting the standard for this week.
I'll be outside all summer. Come see about me if you got a problem with it.
Well, that was Tavian York going, not JJ, not Terrence. Refer to the tag at the beginning of the episode. Everybody on here own individual thoughts and opinions.
That is
not
true.
Affiliated by.
But I just want y'all to know, if you slide on anybody, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm a civilian. I'm scared of everybody.
I'm in fear for my life.
At all times.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, make sure you copy your Carolina Reapers tee. You can go find those right now on ForPanthersFansOnly.com. We'll get those sent out literally probably the day after you purchase, if not the day of, depending on how early y'all get your purchase in. So go get those right now. We want everybody literally. I want to walk in the stadium week 1 or week 2, whenever our first home game is, or even week 3, and just see Reaper tees all around. Support quarterback 1, the home team, et cetera, et cetera. Cop those right now for PanthersFansOnly.com.
Made a sale this weekend.
Yeah, I think we got to sell.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Never mind. I already know who it is. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm with you. It got sent out today.
No?
Nah.
No, I mean, it might have been the name, but it was for a dude named Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go to UNC, Panthers fan.
Shout out Gibby.
That's what they call him.
Shout out Gibby. Let me see. Our giveaways, we currently, if you're not familiar, if you're new here, like, I'm just going to go ahead and be honest with y'all. We literally do giveaways, like, almost all throughout the season. Like, we may have a month and a half or maybe 2 months out of the 12 in a year where we're not running some sort of giveaway. Again, if you go connect with us on ForPanthersFansOnly.com, you can see all of that. The two specific ones that we have running right now, we have our FPFO road game experience. You and a person of your choosing will be able to enter or be able to win, rather, a trip to Glendale, Arizona this upcoming season to watch the Carolina Panthers play. Flights, hotels, game tickets, everything covered, paid for. All you have to do is go on for Panthers Fans Only right now. Go enter that. You get up to 5 free giveaway or entries. If you send us a screenshot, show us a screenshot of you purchasing a Reaper tee, that's an additional 5 entries. So you can get up to 9, 10 entries, depending on how many you want to, fall in line for.
I got a question. How close to the game does that giveaway end? It's a specific reason I'm asking that question.
And question number 2, what's in your glasses?
What do you mean?
Do you see
What's in them?
on that lens?
Oh, it's sweat.
Jesus Christ.
It's just steam.
Jesus.
That's it. Like, it's hot. I'm hot.
Them no new shits?
I got Mark Jacobs. heard a bar the other day about Mark Jacobs from the GOAT Lil Wayne, and I just felt inspired even more. Thank you for pointing that out, so I wasn't looking crazy for any longer. What was your question again?
How close does the giveaway end, like in comparison to the game?
I don't know. I mean, the schedule hasn't released yet, so we're gonna stop the giveaway like a month and a half to 2 months before, because we got to get everything straightened out on our end. We're gonna need your name. You know what I'm saying? We got to get everything squared away. Wow, what's on your mind? I don't like the way that you're leading me, the way you asked the question. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, it's just about 4 to maybe 5 individuals that if they win the giveaway, then I get the other free stuff. So that's why I'm asking, just so I can plan.
What? Wait, what? What?
Like, you know how the giveaway is for 2 people? I'm saying like 4 to 5 people that's entering. They all entered as individuals. I'm the second person.
Yeah, that doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's good. How the fuck are you going to tell them who they can get their
You
stuff
cannot take anybody from the podcast on the road with you. It doesn't count.
Yeah, but they
Your
don't watch the
entry will be-
podcast, so they don't know.
Okay, well you can tell them. What the fuck? So that's how you decided to go about it.
What?
If they don't have a second person, then they can't come.
What? That's insane.
Actually, yeah, that is crazy. I mean, I don't know.
That's bad promo. You can't be mad at them for who they choose to take on their fucking free trip.
Who are these 4 or 5 people? If you don't,
It doesn't matter. I mean, like that's literally besides the point.
Trying to cheat the system?
No,
Yeah, that's
I'm not.
exact- that's
I'm not
actually
trying
exactly
to
what
cheat the
he-
system.
that's
I'm
exactly
getting
what's trying to
people to
happen.
enter in the giveaway, and that's what they choose to do with their giveaway.
Are they following on social media? Well, they have to be. How many entries are they getting per person?
Probably 1, I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll cross that bridge when that.
But I
occurs.
mean, it doesn't matter. It can be 1 out of 1,000. You still got a chance.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. You have a chance.
And it's not even
all
a lot
fair.
of people that entered it as of right now.
No, it's not. I think it's literally probably 100 people.
Yeah, that's
There's
fucking
100,
pathetic.
not 100 people, but 100 entries. So I mean, you do that and you divide that by 4 or 5, however many entries they get per person, and yeah, it's not many people. It's not many people right now. Which I mean, for the life of me, I don't really understand. I don't get it.
Do you think they don't think we're gonna come through?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's possible. I don't know why you're saying for. Why are you saying like that?
They might.
I mean,
We're dealing with the Panthers fan base here.
yeah. Shitty
Yeah, I
business.
mean, but we've always gave out the tickets, the jerseys.
We've always stood on business. I mean, we've always stood on business.
We know
when it
this
comes
is
to our giveaways.
this is a little larger than usual, but you know. You
That's
know
what
what? You
happens.
choose how the fuck you want to spend your time. If you don't want to enter in the giveaway and win a free trip, then I don't give a fuck.
No, totally agree.
Because what that mean? More chances for you to go on it? For
Exactly. Exactly. So do what the fuck you want to do.
So that's number 1. That's the first giveaway we currently have going on right now. And then the second giveaway that will be the winner will be announced not this episode, obviously, not the following episode, I don't believe, but the episode after that. So like in 2 or 3 weeks, the winner will be announced for our rookie jersey giveaway. 4 or 5 free entries on that one as well. All you have to do is tap in with us on social media, and you will receive 4 or 5 free entries to select a rookie jersey of your choosing, whatever rookie you decide.
Get your Michael Williams jersey.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. If the winner does decide to purchase a Michael Williams jersey or want us to purchase the Michael Williams jersey, that's going to be the one caveat. We will not purchase a Michael Williams jersey for the winner.
Whoa, bro. That ain't fair.
Too much, bro.
Yeah, like you can't tell them what kind of jersey they want to purchase.
Maybe they fought with Michael.
I just don't see how you can. I really don't. I'm very, very confused on this news. I'm very, very confused on the people in my mentions. I really don't get it, but I don't want to get too worked up today because it's not the time for that. What else? Let me see. I know I'm missing something.
So that one video is what just like threw you off.
No, he's just ass. Every video that I've seen of him, he's ass. He's ass, bro. He's big. He's fucking slow. He does he's not extremely productive, which is something that Dan Morgan said in his press conference. Did he not say we want niggas? Well,
Yes.
excuse me, he didn't say that. Did he not say that we want players that were productive in college? We're not looking to draft people that weren't productive in college, right or wrong?
He did.
Yeah.
But
Okay, cool. That nigga does not fit that mold. I'm telling you, bro, y'all keep laughing and thinking that it's a joke. I'm telling you that we're going to get canceled if Michael Williams is drafted by the Carolina. I'm telling everybody right now. I'm letting everybody know ahead of time. So everybody,
maybe they
y'all
won't
Monday-
cancel us.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. But
Maybe
I'm
they'll
gonna
agree.
go ahead and tell you that I'm gonna try to everything in my power to get it, because that is gonna send me over the edge. I'm just telling everybody, and I think that I'm being very responsible with our platform by warning everybody what's to come, should that happen. Now, if Dan Morgan wants to dick off, cool, cool, or I should just give him time.
Yeah, give them time.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Currently in the middle of y'all gotta explain yourself. The mock draft tournament.
Oh, niggas don't know ball.
At all.
It's
At all.
just
'Cause
You
there's-
got mopped up bad.
They saw Tet on this nigga's draft board, and they said, yeah, that's what we're going with. My shit washed that draft
That's because they're so fascinated with him. And I'm seeing people that's picking Jalen Walker, getting far. Man, that nigga ain't shit either.
Like, I traded
If I'm
back.
being honest.
I traded back, got an extra first-round pick for the following year in a stronger draft class, and still walked away with one of the top edge rushers. And then addressed wide receiver in the second round with a great wide receiver
I
who
did the
fits the
same
Carolina system
And got
better
scatterboo.
than Tet. And
No,
walked away
no,
with
no,
Damian
no.
Martinez from Miami.
No,
I mean,
no.
like,
Y'all got mopped up. Long story
Jesus.
short, right?
I
guess.
just saw how
Well, you
uneducated the fan base was.
Yours was close. I don't even know what your final ended up being. I thought you were gonna win.
It was, I mean, it was just nasty how that shit played out at the end.
Your time is coming.
No, it's not. If you're
And then you know what he had the nerve to do, like
Oh
just
my
to
God.
get votes.
Oh my
like
God.
went and posted in our fantasy group chat that has like fucking 15 members in it. Like
what is 15 members?
he-
The dude the person that I'm going against, he has 7.1 thousand followers on X, and I have 444.
So I'm sure he's not over there boosting like, yo, y'all go vote for me, y'all go vote for me. Like it's just, I mean, damn near.
Is
Damn,
that the narrative that we're going
damn
with?
near. Like if you post it in a personal chat like that, all of them are your boys. Like, what do you think they're gonna do?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how this exactly went. I posted a link to the FPFO mock draft.
Okay, hold on.
tournament
Have you done that before this round at all?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so
But it just
what
made me. I mean, I was just sitting there thinking about it. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I do this? Like, why are we not getting
you
more
were
interaction?
you were sitting there like, oh, this shit is too close, and I want to make sure I win.
Oh, I was actually losing before I sent this, and I was winning once I sent it. So I don't even really
Actually, you were
attribute to
tied
this.
once you sent it. I checked.
Yeah,
What-
it's a fucking
The percentage,
gimme.
the percentage that you see and the percentage that I see are not the same. In the sense that, like, it doesn't update for a motherfucker that doesn't have access to the shit.
So that's
I
what
was
we're
winning.
rolling with now.
51 to 49.
Yeah, okay.
I was winning 51 to 40. And I said, vote for whichever one you like the most.
Yeah,
I feel like that's very standard engineering.
yeah, but you not
With no emojis, nothing but an exclamation
you're
mark
not
at the
you're
end.
not understanding like everything that goes into it. Like you're leaving out context that all of these are your boys.
Okay.
You and
Yeah,
that's the
I
only.
fucking told my
and-
niggas. I told my niggas to fucking go vote for me. Okay, now what?
Yeah.
Like I told them, what difference does it make? How the fuck? What am I benefiting if I win my shit?
Just soft.
That don't make no sense.
It's just soft. You
How-
just
how do
want to
you
have
figure?
you just want to have bragging rights over
Nigga,
something.
you fucking
Just
you
because-
lost 86 to 14. It's
Yeah.
just not really much that you can say.
Them niggas are uneducated. I guarantee you, the same niggas that voted for him won't Michael Williams. So cool. I mean, kudos to them, bro. The niggas draft is fucking ass. It is.
Who was it? I don't even know who clipped you.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I was focusing on like multiple matchups throughout the whole week. So who beat you?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Oh.
I literally don't.
Did that shit make you feel a way? It seems like you felt a little way.
No, I honestly didn't. I really didn't care if I'm being.
You were on the
completely-
Twitter page fucking begging.
I was just doing
10,
that.
15 minutes in, this
I
nigga
was-
was on his knees.
I was
begging for votes.
literally just doing that to troll. But I mean,
COE?
that shit played no kind of hurt in my heart at all. What day was that I got clipped?
I have no idea. So long ago.
Was
I
it in the
can't
middle
remember.
of the week?
It was like this weekend, wasn't it?
Thursday or Friday, one of the two.
Oh yeah, I was drinking like probably right after.
Yeah, so if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, not every single year. This is our second year doing our FPFO mock draft bracket tournament, whatever you want to call it. Bracket challenge, that part. All of the above. All of the above. Terrence, he didn't do too well.
Nigga, didn't you lose in the first round last year?
We lost as a fucking collective in the first round last year. And, I mean, just based on what I'm seeing this year, I would have to say that you're the reason why we fucking lost.
No,
I would just have to say that.
No, I think that you are the one that did the shit last year. I just can't remember because I don't even remember putting the input in that shit.
Yeah, and see, that's just not. We'll get Dylan to confirm that. He'll text us and let us know as soon as he watches the episode. You know how he do. He gives commentary every single time he watching the episode. He'll let us know. So, Terrence and Tavian lost pretty much. Niggas are hating because I'm still in. I don't know why.
I'm not hating at all.
Niggas said, I'm going to make sure and I guarantee that you're going to lose. So they voted against me. Terrence went on Instagram, voted against me. Tavian went on X,
I don't run my
voted against
Instagram
me.
page.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. And just like it was a lie when he said it, it's a lie when you said it.
I voted against you on Instagram, too.
Yeah, niggas just hate, bro. So bad.
Just so you know.
Just so y'all know what I'm up against. So,
How do you know we didn't like his draft better?
because what did you just say about Jalen Walker?
Maybe the players that came after were able to supplement that.
The second round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jalen
I thought
Noel.
he had a solid draft.
Yeah. We had the same person, and I just had one additional pick. I had 3 picks in the top 58. He had 2. And his second pick was Jalen Noel, and I got Jalen Noel as well as another edge.
That just doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. It figures.
May like his better.
Okay, well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion,
Okay.
and I appreciate it because
So why
y'all
are you
got
trying
the interactions
why
up.
are you trying to slander our
And-
opinions?
Well, just because I think it's pussy. That's it. Because I voted for y'all. I couldn't help that y'all got y'all's dick put in the dirt. That's not my fault. That's not my problem. That's what the people said. Y'all's drafts were ass. That's what the people said.
I already told you how I felt about him.
So they just don't know ball.
They
Pretty
don't
much.
Fair enough.
at all.
Same niggas that was rooting for Jonathan Brooks, XL. Yeah, niggas don't know ball.
Yeah.
All right.
And I feel like the draft compensation wasn't taken into account either.
Because
I don't know if that's
the
true.
ones that even stayed there, I'm questioning that.
Stayed at 8.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a possibility. And, I mean, if Jalen Walker is their guy or whoever is their guy and they could only get him at that position, that's what they would do.
He's just not the best edge in the draft.
I mean, I don't believe that either. But we'll dive into it. We'll talk about it a little bit. But, yeah, like I said, this is our second annual FPFO bracket challenge. Shout out to everybody that has participated, everybody that has supported it and done. I mean, it's just been a phenomenal experience. I will give Dylan immense credit for this because last year he brought the idea to me, and I damn near tried to dead it immediately without even thinking about it. And obviously, it took a little convincing. He won it over, and I can't give him enough credit just for what he does. Dylan is our content manager. Again, if you're new here, I'm saying these names like y'all know. Dylan is our content manager, the guy behind the scenes, does all of our thumbnails, runs the X account, does a lot of shit for FPFO that you guys might not know or might not acknowledge or whatever the case may be. So huge shout out to Dylan for that because everybody that has participated and been a part of it and just the fans and the supporters and everybody like that absolutely love that we've done this. Brought a lot of powerhouse content creators together, for one virtual event, whatever the case may be. So just an absolute phenomenal job from Dylan. And again, thank everybody for, supporting and participating, getting y'all's mock drafts in time. And, if you didn't win this year and you got eliminated in the first round, there's always next year. So hold your head up.
So if you don't win it, what is it worth?
I don't want to win it. And I don't want to win it simply based on the
Let's
fact
move
that it's like there's just simply no point in me winning it.
But you was just commenting the other day about you was gonna win the shit all.
Yeah, just because
Now you don't want to win it. But
yeah,
I
I
don't.
I just don't, bro. Like, cause there's just really no like.
Just a bunch
It's
of
no
bullshit.
benefit of me winning it. Actually, you know what? I do want to win it. I do want to win it all.
See?
Actually, if you
I mean,
right now, if you're watching and you haven't voted already for this round, at this point, 9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, 9:30, somewhere in that range, I'm probably in the Final Four. I've already won my group. Go vote for me right now. The Final Four, I will be going against Panthers Culture, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, go vote for me right now on X for Panthers fans only.
And on Instagram.
And on Instagram, yes. Thank you. And on Instagram as well. What else? I think that's literally all the housekeeping items. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing? A relatively long intro, but we had a lot of shit to go through. Oh.
You talked about the draft on the live stream?
No, that's another thing. Thank you. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a live stream. So y'all are getting like literally a double dip of content for Panthers fans only today. You get the episode at 9 a.m. Eastern time, the production, etc. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to be doing our live mock. This is the first time that we've ever done this in-house. I think last year we went on Two Fans in the Stands. Me and Terrence did one. This is the first time we've ever done this. But we want to do it this year. We're going to do 2 different mock drafts. I think it's going to be a great experience. So go ahead and turn the bell notification on. Get tapped in. Know what's going on. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday, April 22nd, we will be going live doing our mock drafts, and that'll pretty much solidify what we want to see going into Thursday. Also, off of that, Thursday we will be having a watch party. We will be having a live watch party, FPFO live watch party. So, again, turn the bell. Life just becomes so much easier for y'all if y'all just turn the bell notification on. It just becomes so much easier if that's the case. But we will be going live with our watch party. We're going to have a couple of guests joining us on the show. It'll just be a vibe. Y'all will get to have our live reactions. And I know, Bloody, I already seen you on X talking about that you hope we draft Michael just to see my reaction. I'm trying to tell you, bro, that's not what you want. We're in a beautiful new space, and, you know.
Oh, you can go ahead and get that out.
Yeah. Damn sure can.
You know, so.
That absolutely means nothing.
I'm just telling him something that I want him to know. That's it. That's between me and him.
Okay.
But, yeah, so that's what we have going on again. Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, live mock draft. And then Thursday, we have our live watch party. And then I believe we're going to go, I'm going to go. I don't know what y'all got going on because I didn't say anything to y'all about this yet. But somebody will be live on Saturday. For rounds 4 through 7 because those are the rounds where we have the most picks, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we have 9 total picks. I think 4 through 7 we have 6 picks, I think. 6 or 7 picks in the last from rounds 4 to 7, something like that, somewhere in that range. I don't know, but we have a shit ton of picks on Saturday, so we will be going live and giving our reactions and just, you know, it'll be virtual. Won't be like the live draft party on Thursday, but it'll be something. So we will have something going on Saturday as well. So make sure you tune in to that. And yeah, that's all I have, literally. That's all I have to start us off. If you're still here, thank you. If you want to fast forward, fast forward and get more to the content. How are you feeling, bro? Y'all's energy is a little off today.
Man.
I don't understand how you can get that.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Is it because I told you to take your shoes off? Now my energy's off?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
And so, but see, if I would have, you see how niggas try to fucking let their dick hang, and I try to be respectful, and then if I would have made it a big thing and would have kept them on, then there would have been an issue, and then we would have had a shit episode, right?
No,
cool.
No,
Yes,
no, keeping them on.
We would have had. Okay, go ahead. How are you feeling? I'll show you better than I can tell you, nigga. That shit makes me want to go put them bitches on right now.
Okay.
I'm feeling good. Yeah, I mean, started a work week. It's been chill. Yeah, this past weekend was chill. Went out one night. I mean, that was all right. But other than that, man, I'm chilling. I don't really have anything new, honestly. Just trying to get adjusted to the atmosphere, to the crib.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling great. Had a really good weekend. Celebrated my boy's birthday on Friday. Doubled back, went out Saturday. Probably didn't need to do that, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. We was outside. It was good, man. It was good. It was nice to do something other than moving. So I fuck with
give
it.
it a break, nigga. Give it a break.
fuck
You
with
did
it.
that, nigga. Give it a break, bro. Like Dylan was right,
my
bro.
God.
Nigga just gets on this fucking podcast and lies, nigga. Y'all move fucking one fucking bitch ass
with
day,
it.
bro. Like honestly, like give it a break, nigga. Give it a break. Nigga moved two
You see
fucking
it.
days,
You
bro.
see it.
The nigga moved 2 days, bro, and like this shit is like, just
4 days.
Like nigga, it was
It was
four
a 4-day
bitch ass
move.
days out of your life, bro.
My whole body
like, it's
was
okay,
my whole
nigga.
body was hurting for
My
the
God.
next week.
Every single week, and then this nigga did
then
lie
I went
last
and put
week,
it in
bro.
then I went and
Nigga
put it in the
lies last
trash.
week talking about I haven't been able to sit down and drink a beer for 10 days. Like fuck, nigga, we just recorded 6 bitch ass days ago.
This
I'm
is
glad
work.
Dylan
This
said
is
that
work.
shit. Dylan,
This
thank
is
you,
work.
bro. Dylan, thank you. Nigga, it ain't no damn work. All you doing is fucking talking. And hitting the
That's
damn
all- that's
button
all
on
you
the,
do.
hitting the
That's
damn
all you
button on
do.
the fucking camera, nigga. That's it. Talking about his work. Nigga, give it a break, bro. Give it up. But I'm glad you're happy now. I'm
Yeah,
glad
I'm
you're
great.
happy.
Thanks for cutting into my.
Yeah, bro, because
my
I just
intro.
can't allow you to lie, bro. Anymore.
I feel like we've heard you enough.
I just can't allow you to lie anymore. Honestly. But how are you doing again? My bad.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. When was this? Last Wednesday? Last Wednesday, I believe Dan Morgan did his last pre-draft press conference. Unfortunately, I don't have any clips for us to listen to. The first thing that I'm going to say, because I want to get y'all's reaction to this as well, and just some of the takeaways and things. The first main thing that I want to say, excuse me, do I believe the Carolina Panthers want to move back? Do I believe that Dan Morgan wants to move back? Absolutely. I think that whole, us being stuck at 8, or him insinuating that if we're stuck at 8, this is what I think that shit was blown totally out of proportion. This was actually, I think riding up here was my first time actually listening to it. And up to this point, all I had seen was the quotes. I had seen the quotes from the presser, but nothing else. I hadn't heard any context. I hadn't heard any tonality or anything like that. So the first thing that I want to say is if you want to go back and listen to the press conference, the question was asked, what is going to happen should you guys get stuck at 8? And he answered by saying, if we get stuck at 8, this is what's going to happen. I don't think that he was saying if we get stuck at that to me, extremely, extremely overblown by the fan base. I've seen a lot of people just reacting to that and just painting this narrative that Dan Morgan absolutely hates being in the top 10 and being number 8 overall. I don't believe that that's the case. That's not what I gathered from the tonality with him responding to the question the way he did. The reporter asked him, what's going to happen if you guys get stuck at 8? This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This will be our approach should we get stuck at 8. That's the way that I took that. I think that a lot of y'all kind of overreacted to that. I don't know how y'all felt, but that was the first thing that I wanted to say just because I seen a lot of shit this past week about that. Now, do I believe that Dan Morgan let a lot of people know that we wanted to trade back? Absolutely. But I don't believe that particular question was where you highlight that. I think it was the other 6 or 7 times that he insinuated that we want to move back. That one was not it. But that's just my 2 cents.
I mean, I didn't even know that people were in the uproar about that. As you know, I don't really be on Twitter and stuff looking at all of that stuff. But, I mean, I don't understand how it's getting blown out of proportion. He just answered the question the way it was asked. But, I mean, I do, from the press conference in general, I do think that we will be trading back. I think it's I'm at a 90 to 10% chance, 90 to 10 that we'll be trading back. It seems like that's something that everybody is on board with. To me, that makes the most sense, especially just seeing all of the news the past week or so. But, I mean, yeah, I think that everybody in that front office is on board with trading back personally. That's what I got from that.
Yeah. I mean, that was the main thing that I gathered as well. I don't know if you had something.
No, I mean I hate to sound like I'm beating a drum here, but beating a dead horse. I mean, but I got that Dan Morgan and the Panthers are open for business for any possibilities with their 8th overall pick. They're not really sold at what they see at the 8th position. They think that Dan Morgan thinks that this draft has a lot of talent in it, and it sounds to me like he wants to acquire more picks to get more bites at the apple. That's kind of what I gathered from everything that he was saying. Everything in the last couple press conferences that he's had, it's kind of been the same sentiment.
Now, what I didn't like was when he was saying that they feel comfortable with the wide receiver room.
Yeah, that narrative has to die. I'm so glad you brought that up. Do you have more to add before I go on a fucking rant?
It just almost made me feel like that Tet was out of the question. Now, I don't know if that was more so something to, not tip your hand, or if it was more so something to where it sounded like they had got that answer from Dave Tepper to start with. You don't want to go in that press conference and completely have different ideologies than your boss. So that will be kind of like a weird hill to stand on in his instance. But I don't think that any, logical fan or just, coach or GM should feel comfortable with that wide receiver room or actually believe that that is true. But
it's just delusion.
Yeah, like I said, I think that he was pretty much handicapped just based on the fact it seems like the media had gathered that from Dave Tepper first. And
at the combine.
Yeah.
Which is what or at the owners meeting, and whenever that was.
Before you go on a rant about that, I want to say, the vibe that I'm getting off of this is that they're going very heavy defensively in this draft. They're thinking defensively in this draft. Yeah. And it's going to be it almost feels as though they may be about to overcompensate for the shit that they put on the field last season. Now they're going to overcompensate by just heavily investing in the defensive side of the ball. I'm almost want to say that we might not see them pick an offensive player until day 3.
Yeah, he mentioned something about up front a couple of times, and when he's saying up front, I don't think he's really referencing anything about the offensive line.
No. Although they did touch on that.
Yeah, they did
comment about Taylor Moton.
Yeah, and he was like,
as well.
If there's one that they like they don't have a problem taking the offensive lineman. But I think that's something that is going to be back half of the draft. But like you said, I think these first couple of picks, just based on what he said, will be very defensive heavy.
I mean, I said that I was going to go on a rant. I'm not going to go on a rant. The only thing that I want to say is I like the core. I'll say that being point number one. I like the wide receiver core that we have right now. I like XL. I think he's going to be okay. Y'all know my stance if you're a returning visitor. If not, I believe XL, a lot of the problems we saw from him last year were injury problems. I believe that he does have a problem with body catching, which is something that my co-host brought to my attention, which I then proceeded to hyper-focus on. And damn near every piece of film that you see from him is body catching. Excuse me, specifically when it's in a big moment, whether it's third down to win the game, whatever the case may be, that is a lot of what we see. Jalen Coker, I think Jalen Coker is a stud. My producer said last year, probably week 13 or 14 of the season, that Jalen Coker was wide receiver 1. I proceeded to slander and shit on him, and I quickly walked that back as the season continued to progress and as I saw more from Jalen Coker and his ability to actually make big plays as a wide receiver. Adam Thielen, we know he's been wide receiver 1 the last 2 seasons. That's phenomenal. He only has 1 more year. I mean, every single offseason that he's been with us, he's contemplated retiring. This is going to be this is going to be it for him. I say all that to say, if you think that this wide receiver core, the way it's currently constructed, wins you your division, wins you a playoff game or more, you're sadly mistaken. This room does not have. I honestly don't really understand where this ideology and this mindset is coming from, because I don't really think that there was anything that I personally saw last year that made me be like, oh yeah, this receiver core is the core that we can go with for the next 3 or 4 years. I really don't know where that idea is coming from. I don't.
Well, I think a lot of it is the front office trying to save face too, because I think that it will be very hard for a young player, like going into your second year, like with Xavier Legette, someone that you drafted in the first round, to be like, yeah, I don't really believe that much in this wide receiver core. I think that could kill his confidence, because, they were doing the same shit with Bryce. We kept hearing trade rumors, like benching them, just hearing like a bunch of things, and you could tell that was fucking with his confidence, so maybe they didn't want to go down that road again. So I think that played a little bit of a part in it too. And you just also don't want to look like jackasses for trading up to get an XL and the mediocre season that he had last year. So it's just like, it would be in the best interest of the front office for him to, look a lot better going into this season. I think it was more so of a thing to save face, but it's no way that Dan Morgan, Dave Canales, Izzy, whatever his name is, feels comfortable with this wide receiver room. I don't give a fuck what Dave Tepper says.
Yeah, I don't either. And I think that is extremely, if that is the thought processes in the room, in the building, I think it's extremely misguided. I think it's extremely misguided, and I would highly, highly recommend and advise the Panthers front office to reassess. Honestly, this does not get it done. It doesn't. And I will say this as well. If you get stuck with number 8 and Jalen Walker is off the board, because a lot of shit that I've been seeing today, Monday, I don't know where this is coming from. Today it just seemed like an influx of information and leakage just hitting the net and hitting the Twitter streets. It was a lot. But should Jalen Walker be gone, depending on what the Jaguars do and everybody else, Patriots, whatever, should he be gone, the only answer at that point is Tech. I hate to tell y'all, I know that y'all don't want to hear that. If you're stuck at 8, you cannot move, and Jalen Walker is off the board, the only correct answer is Tech. And very fucking simple.
And what I'll say, it will probably be in everybody's best interest that doesn't happen, to where Jalen Walker is off of that board, because I'm just damn near under the belief if he's off of the board at 8, they go Michael.
Well, I think that I put this on the list because I will say, let me see where I had it, so I don't get too far ahead.
Yeah, it's right next. Reaction to Jalen Walker.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll save that. Another rumor that came out today. Okay, here we go. It's at the bottom. Let's say hypothetically the board falls. Jalen is off the board. Mason Graham drops. No?
I don't like him at 8.
I personally, and see, I think that this is where I will almost walk that initial statement back and say, okay, cool. Now, if Mason Graham falls, then we need to take the full 10 minutes. Because now we have to really, really, really have a conversation. Because there's no way that a guy that's projected all throughout the whole draft process to go top 5, 6, drops to you at 8, and it's a position of need, whether we want to acknowledge it or not, whether we want to say, whatever. It's a position of need, nevertheless. There has to be a consideration. Should Mason Graham fall? And that looks like one of the names that may potentially fall to us at 8, should that happen, where Jalen Walker is off the board and everything just gets screwed up in the first 7 picks.
I don't think it's more of a position of need than edge, though.
Yeah, but him being a D lineman kind of allows you to get more freaky up front.
Yeah, but I don't know with the personnel that you got, though. Because all of them
you go round 2 and you go get an edge then.
I don't know if I like that. Because, okay. I mean, all of the other personnel that you got that is kind of in that D lineman position with a Mason Graham would be like a fucking Derek Brown, the Ashawn Robinson,
Bobby,
Tershawn Ward, and you don't want those guys, like, those can't supplement edges. I hate to tell you. Those are big bodies to be up front, and then I don't think that you're okay with, having Jadeveon Clown. Like, you are now, but when you have this many edge rushers in the draft that can potentially be great players in the NFL, I don't think that you give that up to get Mason Graham. I just don't think so.
I mean, so if the decision is between Mason Graham and Michael, right? So let's just say that, okay, we're hyper-focused defensively, which is what Tavian just said. He said that he doesn't know if we'll draft offense day 3. If you're hyper-focused on defense and you're stuck with Mason and Michael, because that would be the way the board falls. Because unfortunately, I don't believe that the Panthers, if they're stuck at 8, I don't believe that they reach to get Mike Green, which is extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't think that they would.
And I don't think that they reach to get Donovan either, which would be another very, very unfortunate situation.
So you're you're saying in this scenario, I'm stuck at 8 and I got to pick between them.
You have to pick between Michael, Mason, and Tech. But really, we're taking Tech out because we're talking about defense, right? We're talking about strictly the approach of defense. We're hyper-focused. We're overcompensating. We know how we hyper-focus on shit because we did it with the offensive line last year.
If we get to that point, we're fucked. I'm going to just go ahead and let you know. I just think that some shit.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we are.
I don't know. I mean, I've shitted on Mason Graham multiple times, but, I mean, I've come around a little bit.
Yeah, it's just not you can just get way more. It's just not what you need. I just don't think it's what you need based on what you did in the offseason. It's not, like, completely a waste, but it kind of is trending towards that territory. Just based up with the lack of edges that you fucking have. And what's his name, bro, from the Vikings?
Oh, Pat Jones.
Him, Jadeveon Clowney.
DJ.
Yeah,
but this is the thing, though. Like, so think about it like this. If you roll out a package where you have Derek Brown, Mason Graham, and let's just say Ashawn, you roll out a package like that, and then you want to go with the edges on the other side, that is going to make life a lot easier for them niggas. There's only 5 fucking D-line. There's only 5 offensive linemen. And we'll say 6, right? Because you can use your tight end there. But somebody got to get multiple hands put on them somewhere. Because you let Derek Brown go one-on-one.
Yeah,
let Derek Brown go one-on-one to see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, we just also know that he's not, like, pass rushing is not any of their strengths, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. If you're going to give me one-on-one and I know it's a passing down, it doesn't have to be my strength.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I don't even know if I'm under the full belief that if you roll out a package with those guys and you have Pat Jones and Jadeveon on the other side, I'm still not under the belief that I'll be comfortable with them going to, sack the quarterback efficiently.
You don't think Wooten,
Tershawn Wharton?
Wharton, yeah, you don't think he gives you positional flex value?
I think he does.
I feel like
I think he does.
Right
I think that DB does as well. Honestly.
Yeah, I just don't.
I think that you can get really freaky with that.
Because can I
I think you're more you like the name, but I don't think that's
what would also be like DB is coming off of a pretty serious injury that cost him all of last season, and there's no guarantee that he's. I mean, you assume that he's probably going to get back into form, but there's no guarantee that DB comes back and is the same DB as the one that set the record.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going into the draft thinking that personally.
I mean, they don't have to, but it's just something. If Mason Graham falls into your lap like that, because I heard rumors about Jacksonville being very interested, because that was where he has been mocked to land this entire draft.
Yeah,
and
until
now they're
today.
talking about Jacksonville going after Ginty.
Yep.
So it's like things could get very, very interesting here.
And
then
if
that happens, then you have
my bad.
If that happens, then you have the Raiders sitting there behind them. Maybe the Raiders go Tet, because that's the next. They need a weapon.
They need everything, though.
They do.
They kind of in a very similar situation to us. I think ours is a little bit better, but I don't think they can really do any wrong in their situation, to be honest.
All in all, I don't want to be stuck between where I have to pick Mason Graham and Michael Williams, personally.
Well,
I just don't.
I just want you to mentally prepare.
Than having to pick between, what's the other Georgia linebacker? Why am I?
Who,
Jalen Walker. Yeah, I think that's better than picking between Jalen Walker and Michael Williams.
I don't agree with that.
Well, actually, I do believe that Mason Graham is a better prospect than Jalen Walker. So, I mean, I may actually agree with that.
I don't.
I understand your position because you just think that it's too crowded in the room.
It is.
I think that when you're coming off the worst defensive season in NFL history, no room on that side of the ball can be too crowded.
Yeah, and when
somebody figure it the fuck out, and if EJ can't do it,
and that's the thing, you're leaving it up for him to figure it out when he already fucking gave you the worst defense in fucking history.
Okay, but we're going to give you the weapons that you can utilize.
He couldn't even utilize Jeremy Chin, who's a fucking Army Swiss knife on defense, because you can put him anywhere. So don't tell me he can fucking utilize weapons. Like that's that's the perfect example of why it doesn't fucking make sense.
Well, this is my
because you're giving it to the wrong person to figure the shit out.
Yeah, see, and I'm just
you're gonna want to fucking kill him at the end.
Yeah, no, but you know that I don't subscribe to that belief. I don't subscribe to that belief. I told you multiple times this offseason that Dan Morgan came out of his own mouth and said we fucked off, and we fucked EJ off. So if that's the case,
EJ fucked himself off.
If that's the case, Terrence, I mean, my nigga, I just don't. We can agree to disagree. I don't think that's 100% fact.
He should have been fired. He should have been fired.
Well,
the luckiest black coach in fucking NFL history.
Well, yeah, very true.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Should have been clipped.
I'll give you that. But there was a lot of shit that plays into that. I think that the idea of firing him and losing him for nothing, like, is extremely outweighed by you potentially getting comp picks should he do very, 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 very well this year and he goes and gets a head coaching job.
I mean, you already gave us nothing, so I wouldn't care for losing you for nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
I mean, nothing.
I don't think that a nigga just can't coach after him having multiple years of top 10 defenses.
The last fucking place in NFL history, that's nothing. With
your best defensive player being hurt, with your second best defensive player being on the outside and only having a little bit of impact on certain games just based on gameplay. He can't
based
travel.
On scheme because you fucked that
because
off.
Because he can't travel because we have bullshit.
1 and 2 because Jadavion was like, JC. No, JC is 2.
Yeah, JC.
And then your third
2.
best player would be Shaq.
Yeah. So I'm forgetting about Shaq. Yeah. So he lost DB and Shaq in the middle. The fucking both captains. He lost both captains.
Bro,
that's huge, bro. That's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, and see, then you're gonna get me sounding like I'm caping for this nigga.
You are.
They were already on my top last week
been doing
in the comments.
You've been doing that for a whole year.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I damn sure don't agree with that. I don't think that he's sorry.
He should have been fired.
I think that the bodies that you had on that side of the football last year, I think that, with all due respect, were bullshit.
And I think it's two
and
things.
Adding a Mason Graham to that side of the ball does not hurt at all.
At all.
And that's the whole point.
Now, Michael, may hurt it.
Now Michael may hurt it. But
Michael is
Michael will get somebody fired.
Nigga, he already needs to be fired.
No, but he might get Dan Morgan fired. I'm saying Michael might get somebody fired because he's.
I don't understand what's the fascination with EJ. The nigga is sorry, bro. If you have the worst defense in history, you have to go. It's just as simple as that. I need to see something new.
So players don't matter.
Yes, players do matter,
so
but I don't think that it matters to that extent. Like, this nigga you can still do with mediocre players and not be the fucking worst defense in history.
No, players 100% matter, but EJ should 100% be gone. I agree with that. But that's all. That's a separate conversation. We're getting a little bit off the path.
I think that you have to give him the best chance to put the best product on the field. And if I had to choose between Mason Graham and Michael,
you're taking
I'm going Mason Graham. If I had to choose between Jalen Walker and Michael, I'm going Jalen Walker. I don't think that you drafted Mason Graham, like he said, he's been mocked all the way since damn near November up to this point, literally Monday evening. He's been mocked to go to the Jaguars, who have, pick number 5, correct? If I'm not mistaken? Let's just say it's top 6.
What if they're considering Will Johnson?
No. That's the cornerback from Michigan? Mm-hmm. No. Isn't he coming back from a fucked off knee? I just seen something today that said that he's having knee issues right now.
Jaguars have the 5th pick.
Yeah, so he's been mocked top 5 literally from November up to this point. I don't think that you allow a guy like that just to skate, bro. And with my whole rant that I went on about Tet being the only pick at 8, that conversation again gets elongated. Should Mason Graham be available? It does. Especially with the talent that is in the second round for you to potentially draft at wide receiver.
So do you play that? So Mason Graham is on the board and Tet is on the board. And Jalen Walker is on the board. I know they want all 3 be there, but in this hypothetical, 3 quarterbacks have been taken.
Tet. Yeah, he gonna get in that war room and piss down his leg.
I don't think so. I think that you go Mason Graham. I really do. I think that you a room that consists of Ashawn, DB, Bobby, Turk, and Mason Graham. I don't know what a package looks like.
I mean,
you roll that bitch out.
I'm about to say you just have.
You
troops.
roll it out. And what niggas' problems last year was they can't.
Units coming onto the field.
And the problem was everybody rushing for 200 yards.
Roll that.
You get 100 yards. He get 100. Everybody rush. Roll that motherfucker out. And you tell me what happens.
You would be rotating defensive linemen like it was a hockey lineup.
Man, what?
On and off the field. Everybody's
You're going to have the quarterback sitting back there.
I
I
bet
don't
you
believe
won't.
that.
I bet
Yeah,
you.
no, that's
if you're
not
rolling
true.
them in if you're rolling big boys in like that, like units, they're just gonna keep coming in fresh.
Yeah.
And I'm just smacking with 300 pounders right in your fucking mouth.
It sounds good. Like I know you're trying to hype that shit.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Mason Graham too. I gotta hype myself up. I'm rolling with Mason Graham. Yeah, I'm rolling with Mason Graham.
But yeah, no.
That shit would be that shit would be devastating.
Cocaine, nigga.
That shit would be
Well, you know
devastating
you can't
rolling all them
evaluate
bodies.
prospects, so
That is very true. That is
No,
very
I mean,
true.
I
I'll say with a grain of salt.
I damn near don't even like anything that you're saying. I just don't even.
I think that I'm trying to tell you
I
something. I think that I'm trying to tell you
I
something.
don't take it into consideration because
You
my
know
kid
what I
might
can't
really.
Man, y'all.
Michael is a bitch. And see, I tried my best the whole time. The whole time I tried not to call him out of his name. That was your fault. And Michael, if you just so happen to see this by mistake, I apologize. I didn't mean to. He made me do it. He's no good. He's ass. He's ass. The only way he's successful. The only way he's successful is if he goes to an organization that already has a lot of shit in order and in check. And unfortunately, the Panthers are not that situation. I think Jalen Walker succeeds in this situation to a certain degree. I don't think that he's a top 10 prospect.
I think he solidified it with that workout he did the other day, though.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Niggas jack their cocks to motherfuckers being shirtless and in drawers, bro, and going through little fucking loops like shit I was doing.
Well, I mean, you just shitted on Michael for what you seen in that.
Yeah, but that was just along with the tape. Jalen,
well, you should look good in the fucking compression shorts and the shirt. You should like that's the time to show off, right? If you look ass in that, you're just ass.
Terrence, I'm not gonna lie. At my size, like I don't know when the last time I was in the weight room. I don't know when the last time I did an agility drill was. I can almost guarantee with my mom as well as my life on the line that I will look better than the bullshit that he rolled on. I'm telling you something that I know. I'm telling you something that I know, nigga.
Don't put me on the line.
I'm trying to. Okay.
Not for that, because you might go out there. You might go out there and tear some shit. It's been too long. It's been too long.
No, I'm just trying to tell you something that I know. I'm trying to tell you something that I know. That shit just was the icing on the cake. I was already confused when niggas was mentioning his name. You know I've been saying this. Dylan can attest to it. He'll tell you. He'll text it in FPFO tomorrow. Nigga, I've been thinking he's dog shit. That little workout pro day, whatever that was, that solidified it. It did. That's just me though.
So I want to know, y'all in the comments, because I want to see everybody else's reactions too. Like in that same scenario, who are y'all running with? Is that between Ted, Mason Graham, and Jalen Walker? All three are available for you to pick at 8. What are you rolling with?
I think it's over. I think that I can almost predict it. I think it's overwhelming Mason Graham in the comments. I think it's overwhelming. I think that it might be like a 90 to 5 to 5 or a 92.
Well, I will say if they do it though, bro, you have a chance to reinvent. You have a chance to be extremely innovative in the NFL, for the reasons that we just laid out. Having the bodies to just cycle, just fucking cycle.
And if somebody drops off, you're good.
And oh my god,
if somebody drops off, you're good.
That would be very interesting. I
think it would be freaky.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if your worst defensive tackle would be, who would it even be at?
Bobby.
Is Bobby like that's your absolute worst?
And I mean, are you gonna slander his name?
Who, Bobby Brown?
Yeah.
I don't have any bad things to say.
Okay, cool. So and that's your worst defensive tackle.
Mason Graham would be your worst.
He had no experience.
He had no experience.
Mason Graham comes in and at the worst he's 3. He might be 4. He might be 4. He might be 4.
It would definitely, it would be DB1.
For sure.
Ashawn.
I would go ahead and say Ashawn 2.
Tershawn.
At 3.
Yeah, and then Mason at 4.
Bobby.
He would be better than Bobby.
Yeah, I think he would be better than Bobby too. Yeah. And obviously, if Turk doesn't do what he needs to do when it's hot outside, he might go down. He might go down to 4, and Mason might slide up to 3. I'm just telling you something that I know. Or actually, I don't know because you said I can't.
Or Mason could just be that and come in and make everybody slide down.
One. Yeah, and because like you just said, DB might not be DB. Well, all of this is obviously going off the assumption that DB is DB. So if he is, then I mean that room is nuts. If he isn't, then we're A-okay. Turk, you slide, or Ashawn, you do what you did last year. Mason, you just know, nigga, when we smack you on the ass like that, you know what time it is. Go turn BOA up. And now the whole fucking Mint Street is rocking because niggas can't move the ball. Simple. So it's very simple to me. I'm not gonna lie, like, I've come on here and shitted on Mason Graham a couple of times since season 5 has started, and I'm here to walk all of that shit out. Should he fall to 8, we're turned up.
And I think Chet can get Mint Street turned up.
It's very
I think he can.
I know Ted would have Mint Street turned up. But is that gonna get Mint Street more turned up? Or is you taking Mason Graham there and then going back on day 2 and getting Jalen? Or getting Luther? Or a couple of other different
Or
prospects?
Ches.
No.
That's what they would do.
No.
Not that.
I'm glad you said that because I think on Thursday or watch party before the draft starts, I think we should have a crash out list. If we hear any of these names, go ahead and turn the fucking stream off because y'all are gonna want to cancel us. The first nigga on that list, Michael Williams. That's number one. Ted Johnson at any point in the game is gonna send me over the edge. So y'all niggas better just hope that it just so happens to be on Friday when we're not live. Just hope it rounds 2 or 3.
That would make you go live.
That would make me go live. COE, because everything is burning the fuck down, and then niggas they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like I'm just a fat ass bastard that doesn't know ball. I need to chill. Like I had a UGA fan trying to tell me that I was tweaking. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna read the comment because I didn't even get a chance to respond to you.
That might be the case. He watches the games.
He said you were tweaked about Michael or Jalen.
He said I was tweaked about Michael. So I go on Twitter from the official for Panthers fans only at FPFO_podcast X. If you're not familiar with our handle there, I say if the Panthers draft Michael Williams, there will be no more FPFO. We will be canceled and we will make every second of the cancellation worth it. So, that being said, quote, thanks for your support over the past couple of seasons. We will love you guys forever. ... I'm just practicing. This nigga comes on the comment or on the post and says, love y'all stuff, but man, this take is so weird. He's fantastic at setting the edge, fantastic run defender, fantastic athlete, super young. Now, first and foremost, since I am responding to you directly, because shout out to you for supporting and showing love, the usage of fantastic, because he's not a fantastic athlete. I just saw that the other day. Now, fantastic at setting the edge. They told me that DJ Johnson was.
I was about to say, him describing that gave me PTSD of everything they described about DJ Johnson.
Oh, excuse me, I can't say that. It sounded like DJ Johnson, right? Fantastic athlete, super young. That is very true. Has potential to be fantastic. Has the potential to be a fantastic pass rusher. I personally don't see that. I don't. Nothing on his film has shown me that he has the ability to be a, quote, fantastic pass rusher. It just doesn't. Now, and then he closes it off with saying, I don't want him at 8, but wherever he goes, he'll be good. Mm-hmm.
So you said all that, you did all that dickying just to say you don't want him.
Just to say you don't want him, number one, and just to say he's going to be good. I'm trying to get somebody that's going to change the trajectory of the program. Mason does that. Chet does that, Donovan does that, Mike does that, and of course the top 4 guys do that as well. But, I digress. I feel like we spent enough time on this particular topic. But what did you say you wanted them to do in the comments? Tet Walker or Graham?
Yeah. Tet Walker or Mason. Where we
I think it's a landslide.
Go crazy, Michael.
That's not going to tell you what you need to see. The highlight tape ain't going to tell you what you need to see. You got to go in that film. You got to go see the breakdown. Any instant reactions to Jalen Walker following the Panthers on Instagram as well as Luther Burden?
Well, that's what you're supposed to do in draft season. Just go ahead and make it. If you're trying to push yourself up the draft board, just let them know what it like Excel did.
I was about to say it could be a situation where they already told the fuck nigga that they would get it. What if that's the case?
That would be dumb as fuck on the front office's part.
I mean, they did it last year.
Yeah, and XL, I mean, he couldn't keep his mouth shut. So the first thing I'm going to do is commend Jalen Walker for making it this far, because he still hasn't really said anything. Only thing he's done is followed a team that is relatively close to the school that he went to. So cool. XL, I mean, he just couldn't hold it. And if I got to see another video, the most recent, no, it's okay, bro. It's okay, nigga. Just relax. The most recent XL extravaganza. Now the nigga is in the boxing ring. Now the nigga, I have yet to see a video of him on a jug machine running a route or on a ladder. I've now seen him on a trail ride. I've seen him with his horses in his stable.
Boy, he has popped up all over my
I've seen
TikTok
him
with the
downtown on the horse.
Trying food.
I've seen him trying the food from Auntie, and now I done seen him in the boxing ring. And I ain't seen not nail pads caught yet. So how I'm supposed to act and how I'm supposed to think when I hear my front office telling me that this is the nigga that is going to be wide receiver 1 and that's who we're okay with.
And that's why you got Ted sitting there at 8.
Or Luther Burden sitting in the second round, which would be a fucking steal.
And I've been hearing that name a lot. That shit is going up significantly, his stock has. No real reactions to Jalen Walker, correct?
No, but I do like the news about Luther Burden. I think Luther Burden given a follow is very, very interesting. Very interesting, because he's somebody who fits the Panther scheme well.
Luther Burden?
Yes.
I mean, y'all want to talk about that? That's where y'all want to go? Y'all want to go there? Actually, let's wait.
I was going to say, we don't have to spend too much time on it, because at this point it is just a hypothetical, with it being all he did was follow.
Yeah, I mean, agreed. Top 3 players from each. Are y'all prepared for this one?
Yeah.
Top 3 players from each position group of need. Now, the way that I went about this was I went with position of need. Obviously, I didn't go to top 3 prospects from each. Like top 3 prospects. I went to top 3 prospects that are realistic to the Carolina Panthers that would fit in what we have going on right this second. So top 3 from each position group that's realistic, that makes sense, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So do you want to start us off, or would you like me to start us off? Or do y'all want to go just kind of popcorn? And we can go position by position.
Yeah, let's give our top 3 for each position group, and we'll go popcorn.
Okay, cool. So let's start with let's just go ahead and start with edge, because I think that those are going to be very similar for us. I do. The Carolina Panthers, obviously, they can trade back. They can stay at 8. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. There's 2 names on my list. Actually, let me confirm. Let me confirm this, because I think, honestly, let me just make sure. All of these names, with the exception of one for me personally, I'm comfortable with taking at 8. And that's going to sound crazy when I say them, but if they're hyper-focused and they're stuck, Tet is gone, Mason is gone, and Jalen is gone, I'm comfortable with 2 of my 3 names. The last one, not so much. Now, I say all of that. I'm gonna come to you. I don't know if you're good to go for your top 3 edges.
Yeah.
If not, I can go. You're good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's on you.
Yeah, my top 3 edges that are realistic at that point where we can trade back. Mike Green, obviously, Donovan Ezeraku, and James Pierce.
Exactly identical to mine.
Yeah. Those are my guys. I didn't really honestly, Mike Green and Donovan Ezeraku, I didn't get on those trains until later, in the process. Really, Donovan Ezeraku, I kind of watched the tape about Mike Green probably a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about him. And, yeah, after you were talking about Donovan Ezeraku, I went and looked at his tape. The honorable mention was Princely from
Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but those are my top 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to say, like I said, we have the same exact list, so we don't really have to go into much detail. I don't know if yours changes at all.
Yeah, but I have one name that was different because I had the same first 2 that I'm comfortable with at 8 or in a trade down scenario at the back half of the first round. And then one I'm cool with if you take him on day 2 in round 2. And that would be Olufemi Oladejo, the edge from UCLA. That's a guy who actually reminds me a lot of Frankie Louvu. So I think you have a little something there. Very fun player to go to watch his film and like do a little bit of research on, but he's pretty entertaining, and I'm cool with if you miss out on one of those guys in the first round, I'm cool with him in the second round.
I'm not mad at it. I have, like I said, I have the same exact list as Terrence, Donovan, Mike, and James. I think that I personally think people are gonna have a very, very hard sell to me, and y'all can make y'all's pitch in the comments if y'all so choose. People are gonna have a really hard sell to me personally with trying to convince me that Donovan and Mike aren't pass rushers 2 and 3 in this draft, honestly. Abdul, hands down, number 1. If the Carolina Panthers can make a play for Abdul, I don't know what I'd be willing to give up. I've said multiple times that I think the package would be a little too much and too expensive for my liking. But if you can make it happen, obviously this season we're not going to feel it as bad. So I may be okay with it until, of course, 2026 rolls around and we have to deal with, our sins in that situation, so to speak. Donovan and Mike Green to me are by far better edge rushers than everybody else's name that I've been hearing like that are first round picks. I think that Mike Green, I really believe that if Mike Green didn't have these allegations, I think that nigga would be top 7, top 8, top 9, top 10. Top 10, inevitably, guarantee.
Now, how would you feel if we drafted him and he got convicted on all that shit?
That would be extremely unfortunate. And, I mean, we've said multiple times, if you're new here, if he did it, fuck him. Bury his ass. If not, and it's just allegations, then it's just allegations. And, I mean, the NFL, unfortunately, they are very, very lenient on certain policies. We'll just say it like that.
Do you think teams are looking at that as a risk, or do you think the risk is already him being so far down in the draft?
I think the risk is him being so far down in the first round. Because I don't know, didn't these allegations occurred in what, like 2020? 2020, 21, 2019,
yeah, I think
something like that.
I want to say like it was high school.
It was when he first started. Like it was high
like
school, and then when he was at UVA, and he was forced to transfer because of another allegation, right? So I think it's something occurred in high school.
Is it
allegedly.
around the same thing?
No.
Oh.
Different scenarios.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly. That's all I'm saying.
So it's not
allegedly.
around the same scenario or situation?
No, it is not around the same. I think that there was something that occurred in high school, and I believe that there was something that happened in UVA that forced him to transfer to Marshall. Now, this is back in 2019, 2020. If the nigga hasn't been convicted yet, then unfortunately, if I'm an NFL team...
No.
If I'm not an NFL team, I mean, if the allegations have come out, so I must assume that they've tried to press charges on the nigga.
I mean, the level of digging that these guys do on these players, they would know. Any NFL team that is going to draft Mike Green will have a pretty solid understanding of whether he's going to be convicted or not at this point.
Well, we better not get him and he get convicted.
Marshall edge rusher Mike Green addresses the circumstances around his 2022 departure from Virginia on Wednesday at the Scouting Combine, telling reporters he has been accused of sexual assault twice. Allegations he denies and has done nothing wrong.
Didn't I just ask you, was they the same situation?
And I just told you, no, they're not.
Well,
they're two separate situations.
Two separate situations, but the same fucking issue. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, yes.
So
yes. So nigga, next time you need to fucking word it better, nigga.
I thought that's what you meant too.
Yeah,
I thought you meant was it
said,
2 different sexual assault cases.
Yeah, no, it was the same issue.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes, there were.
So you understood what I was saying?
Yeah,
No.
I think that's what we just said.
So
now I'm about to be confused.
I'm about to say, now y'all are confused.
Now I'm about to get confused.
No, but did you think I was saying like 2 separate cases, but kind of like the same situation? Both of them sexual assault.
Yes,
that's what I meant.
So I was tweaking.
I guess so. Yeah.
Nigga, I thought you were saying, were they 2 different instances? 2 separate.
We're saying the same thing. I just want y'all to know we're
so
saying
we're
all
just
saying
totally
the same
blazing
thing right now.
Okay,
Yes.
nigga, long story short, the nigga is accused of sexual assault twice.
But
one in one situation and one in the other. Forced him to...
I'll save it for off the air. Because I don't even. Because it's allegations, right?
He did not. I mean, he denied that anything happened. Green said he was suspended from Virginia before transferring to Marshall ahead of the 2023 season. He led the FBS with 17 sacks in 2024.
That's besides.
And is rated by, no, it is 1,000%. I agree with you on that. Is rated by NFL analyst Daniel Jeremiah as the number 17 prospect in this year's draft. I'll keep going. I'll keep reading. The reason for Green's exit from Virginia has been murky until he took questions from the media during his press conference on Wednesday at the Combine, where 2025 draft prospects were interviewed with NFL teams, undergo medical exams, and participate in on-field athletic testing this week. Cavaliers head coach Tony Elliott said in September 2022 that Green was no longer active with the team. University of Virginia declined to comment on the matter when contacted on Wednesday. Green said there's accusations out there. I've never been questioned. I've never been asked. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody ever asked me a question about what happened before I departed from Virginia. It was just accusations that caused me to leave from there. When asked about how many accusations he has faced, Green said there were 2, one in high school and one anonymous report in college. As you can see throughout the process, I've been rising higher and higher and higher, he said. That should tell you everything that you need to know. I've been stick to see that. Nigga, go slow. Go slow. Go slow. Go slow, nigga. Go slow.
He about to piss me
off. I'm going to keep reading, though. I'm going to keep reading. As you can see throughout this process, I've been rising higher and higher and higher, he said. That should tell you everything that you need to know. I've been sticking to the process, like I said earlier, and I've been telling the truth. I have no concerns, and I have no problem with talking to these teams about it because I know who I am, and I know the truth. End quote. So, I mean, I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole, but so your question that you're presenting to me is if he gets convicted, then what? I mean, if he gets convicted, then it's fuck him. I mean, I've said that on multiple occasions.
It just seems like he has a little bit of a history.
I mean, one in high school and then another one at UVA is kind of, that gives me cause for pause as well.
It does. It makes it a little bit murky.
I will say that. And I'm very, very sensitive to the conversation and the topic at hand, and I understand that convictions don't always come. I mean, we just saw Freak Man Diddy get hit with multiple allegations over the span of 2 or 3 decades. So I understand that convictions and charges don't always come right in that moment. I understand that. But as of this point, at this very second, nothing has occurred. Yeah. He left Virginia. It seems like he left Virginia on his own accord, just simply based on the fact the coach told the nigga, yeah, we're not doing this shit. So, I mean, you can either leave or you can stay, but you're no longer on the team. So,
yeah, I mean, I just think that, it could be cause for pause. Like Tavian said,
I totally agree.
It's murky water. That might be something you need to tread lightly around. Now, because I didn't know, I was thinking, okay, maybe it was 2 different, like a robbery. Yeah, something like that. Okay. But
you'd be more okay with the robbery and.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would too. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you like if this nigga walk down on something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that might be a little bit better than you having 2 on your body.
Yeah.
Because 1 in itself is absolutely disgusting and insane.
But now it seems like you may have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And
we don't need another Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we just don't need it. Yeah. We just don't need it.
No fan base, but damn sure not this one. We just can't afford
no, we can't. Like that. You're right. No, we can't. You're absolutely right.
Which is why Donovan Ezraka would be number 1 on the list.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then bring Princely on. Just go.
I'm not take him off. Unfortunately, I'm not taking him off.
So we're just gonna take him off.
I have to do more research, and I need to see the investigation, and I need to know what the fuck was going on and what happened.
Nigga,
I'm not taking him off
fucking the detective. Like,
nigga, if I'm the Carolina Panthers or any team in this situation, absolutely.
Yeah, I would have to hire somebody.
Because I'm not gonna go top 15, top 20 to draft you, make that kind of investment, and then you get popped with both of these. Hell no, nigga. And then, I mean, it just gets very murky because then
we would damn near be up for another cancellation.
If what?
FPFO.
If what?
If we drafted him and that shit happened.
And he gets popped?
Yeah.
Oh, not damn near. Not damn near. Because then I'm going to ask the Carolina Panthers, why the fuck didn't you do enough research? Why are you making that investment and we don't know everything that was going on and what happened? So, yeah. It's safe just to move on from this group. My list is still the same. Are you moving Mike Green completely off and moving Princely up? My list is staying the same. I hate to tell y'all, and I mean, I've been very, very sensitive, and I've told y'all my feelings about this shit. It's nothing to play with at all. Like, when you see us laughing and joking, it has nothing to do with the situation at all. The shit is not cool. It's not funny. Like I said, the nigga, if he gets convicted and it actually happened, if they murk him, I personally don't give a fuck, to be quite frank, because that's how I view that kind of shit.
Me neither.
That's number one. Number two, my list is not going to change simply based on the fact that he hasn't been convicted. And there's been 2 allegations. And if the Carolina Panthers feel comfortable taking him top 8 to top 20, whatever it may be, I am trusting them to do their due diligence and know what the fuck happened in both of these instances. Because it's very, very different from some shit that happened in the past to some shit that happened while you're on the team. Like the Deshaun Watson situation, very, very different. Very different, in my opinion. Because that shit was happening when he was in the NFL. It was happening when he was in the NFL.
Well,
that shit did not come up when he was a prospect at all.
Absolutely.
It didn't come up when he was a prospect. It's very, very different. So you didn't even know this nigga was a sicko
But
when you drafted him if you're Houston and when you obtained him when you're Cleveland.
And just to everybody who's
actually Cleveland didn't know because the damn
Cleveland
owner.
knew.
They said the owner was part of the reason why that nigga got popped the way he did, ain't it?
Yeah, Cleveland knew. The Texans knew too. That's why they released all that shit when he asked for the trade. But they was probably funding it. But that's neither here nor there. But what I'm gonna say, what I will say about this is, like, for everybody who is trying to like cast judgment upon Mike Green at the same time, like, while if he did do it, it's very serious and you want him to pay for what he's done. You also have to be very conscientious of the fact that people like to lie, especially when you're in a position of you're about to be paid, when you're about to be paid big. I'll look back at the punter that had came out a couple years back. Mike Ariza, that was accused of some very dastardly things. Come to find out, the girl was lying the entire time, and it damn near cost him his NFL career. So, you just have to be very conscientious of these things. There are 2 sides to every coin.
Like,
I would agree with you. I would agree with you if the shit wasn't already documented.
Yeah. That's
if this shit came out on draft night, I would be like, nigga, let's go slow.
Yeah.
The fact that this shit happened in high school and then you got dismissed from another team, cause for pause.
Yeah.
And that does.
Absolutely.
But it also makes it,
I
if you get accused of something in high school and then somebody finds out about it, I mean, we're talking about UVA. Those are very smart kids. And you have a situation where somebody just wants to use that against you. Wouldn't be really that hard to kind of point you in that
I'm just going to chalk this up to him for playing devil's advocate.
I am playing devil's advocate.
Okay, cool.
But I'm just trying to tell everybody to just reframe judgment until we know all the facts.
Okay.
And also be very cautious when you're drafting a guy that has 2 allegations.
Yeah.
Do your fucking research.
It's the
multiple PIs.
If he's going to be the
statements.
pick, you better be damn sure that he did not do what he's accused of.
Because I subscribe to your believing. Should we draft a bitch and he gets popped? Cancellation for FPFO. So yeah, I agree. Let's move on.
All right. To the linebackers.
Yeah. Let's go linebackers. Jalen Walker is number 1 for me, obviously. I mean, Dan Morgan went in his press conference. He told the reporters Jalen Walker for us is an outside linebacker. So, I mean, that's just simply what he is. Jalen Walker obviously has to be number 1 for me. My second guy, Carson, can't pronounce his last name.
He's a dog.
Swessinger. Demon.
Yeah.
UCLA, projected 2nd to 3rd round pick. I think that if the Carolina Panthers can get their hands on this guy, it is a steal. And I think that Trevin Wallace, you're on the hot seat, nigga. Christian Roseboom?
Yeah.
That's his first name. Everybody is on high alert.
He just got
if we get our hands on this nigga right here. And then another dog, Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma.
Got him too.
Yeah.
They didn't like that
Demons.
when I drafted him in my mock, but
They loved it when I put him on mine.
yeah, they hated it on mine for some reason. It's fucking weird. Just fucking weird. But
Shit be trench.
So you so your shit was the same as mine? Or is yours different? Your top 3 guys. You.
Oh, for that linebacker group?
Yeah.
Yeah, same as yours.
Same, okay, and yours is way
I
different.
actually had not way different. I do have Carson Schlesinger on mine as well, but I have Jihad Campbell out of Alabama. Dog. Yeah, dog. And Danny Stutzman as well. I do have Danny Stutzman on mine. But I had Jihad
Any particular
Campbell
reason
over
why
Jalen
Jihad
Walker.
over Jalen?
I think he's he's a pure linebacker. I think Jalen Walker is edge. He's more of a hybrid, right?
Yeah.
But Jihad Campbell is he's a linebacker. He's a linebacker through and through, and I think this is the first year, obviously because Saban's no longer there, where Alabama players are slipping through the cracks a little bit, not getting as much love as they have in years past, and Jihad Campbell is definitely one of them ones. He's a dog.
Cool. Next group.
Corners.
Sure. I know one name that we all have.
And just one more thing about Jihad. He was the 4th fastest linebacker this year, and I know a big thing for y'all was like how slow the linebacking room was last year.
Yes.
He covers
Specifically sideline to sideline.
He gets sideline to sideline. That's actually one of his best traits.
Got you. I need to do more on him. Just because I haven't seen his name attached to us that much. I've seen a couple of fans mention his name here and there and things of that nature, but I need to do a little bit more research and digging before we get to Thursday.
It's interesting which team's media focuses on which players. Because
Yeah.
that's a name that I actually saw come up a lot in the Cowboys fan.
Dallas.
Yeah, and I was like, this guy makes sense for a lot of teams, not just Dallas.
Yeah. Cornerbacks. I think that y'all can just say check, check, and check because I think that these are going to be identical. Kobe Bryant.
Check.
Siobhan Revell.
Check.
Trey Amos.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
I like all of these guys, man. I like all of these guys. I did a little bit more digging on Kobe Bryant out of Kansas. He's a thumper. He flies around. I like the energy that he plays with. Where y'all are familiar with the type players that we like. He has very, very high energy. He's a dog. He's a demon. I think he's one of them ones. And you bring him in a room with J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson. I mean, I think that all that does is make the roster even more competitive, which is something that we know this front office and coaching staff is obsessed with. Off of that list, Siobhan, I think he'll end up going in the first round. I really do. I don't know if he drops to 2. Obviously, he's coming off the torn ACL, but he's probably one of the purest.
So different.
Yeah, he's probably, honestly, and I know that a lot of y'all probably think that we're gassing just because he went to ECU, but it's really, really not that. You turn on the tape and the film, it tells you everything that you need to see and know. He's one of the purest cornerbacks in this draft, if not the purest. He's technically sound. His mechanics are extremely sharp. He tackles well, and he's a lockdown corner.
Yeah,
he's a lockdown corner, and he's physical. So, I mean, I think that he comes off in the first round, which makes it a little bit more complicated for us. But if he drops to the second and continues to slide all the way back to wherever we're at, what are we at, like 54, I think? Yeah, so it's really like a third round, almost damn near. But if he should drop, I mean, the Carolina Panthers have to have a conversation. And then Trey Amos, I mean, he's just very, very physical, press coverage type guy. And I think that the statement where we talked about earlier, what you saying, you don't have the personnel, damn, Jesus, excuse me. You don't have the personnel to let J.C. Horn travel. With all 3 of these guys, I believe that ideology changes and you no longer have that excuse.
And then one name that was actually on my list as a trade down first round guy is Jihad Barron out of Texas, DB.
I've seen that name a lot.
Demon.
Yeah, I've seen that name. I just don't know if I would. I think he's really good. I just don't know if I would make that decision if I was.
He's good because he provides you position flex because you can play him inside or outside. And I think that's where the value in a player like Jihad Barron comes in. And he does both of them at an extremely high level.
Fair enough. Safety. I think that this is going to be completely different for us. So I'll just kick us off. Andrew Makuba. That nigga, he safety out of Texas.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. He's one of the highest. Like for me personally, as far as me just really being like hyper focused on specific prospects. If we get him and Mike or Donovan, I don't really give a fuck what we do for the rest of the draft. With the other 7 picks, I personally don't care. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. That's how I feel about Makuba. He's a dog. He can cover. He can hit. He flies around. Very high football IQ that stands out significantly on the film when you watch it. I love him. I love him. Jalen Reed out of Penn State, my second guy on that list. I'm not too crazy high on him. Like as far as him being drafted, I need like 3 or 4 more guys to help me feel a little bit better. But I mean, we need a safety, so we have to do this. And then Malachi Moore, he's another guy. Like he's cool. I think he's a decent safety. Obviously, he's one of those guys where you can slide him down in the slot. Pretty good coverage. But neither one of those niggas are Makuba. Neither one of them. I think that honestly, I just think that that's the only answer. And if you're the Carolina Panthers, he's not going to cost that much. He's not. You'll be able to get him in the 3rd or 4th. You just go ahead and get it done. You will. You will.
I don't know.
You will.
I don't think because the way that you feel about him is the way that NFL teams feel about him too.
Are they going to be willing to risk a 2nd round pick on Andrew Makuba? Yes or no?
Maybe a late second. Yeah, it's very possible.
And if that's the case, then they're just willing to. And if that's the situation, and that's the case, then they were just willing to spend a little bit more than we were in that situation. Yeah, because I don't think that we go safety in the 2nd round. I don't believe so.
Yeah, I think the secret's out a little bit on Andrew Makuba. I think people are starting to catch on that he's one of the.
Oh my God! When I was creating this list and I was just looking at different things, looking at film, looking at different breakdowns that different creators have done. I mean, this nigga here, he honestly, if it wasn't so crazy, I would say that I almost would be willing to take him 1st round if I'm another NFL team and I'm in dire need of a safety. If the Panthers' edge room and linebacker room and cornerback room wasn't as shit as it was, I would be like, if we trade back and we go Makuba at 25 to 32, I'm going to be A-okay. Unfortunately, that's not the situation, but that's how I feel about him. I think he's different as hell.
Yeah, he's not on my list. The guys on my list might be a little too far-fetched. But these are the guys I like. Obviously, Malachi Starks. I don't think Nick, whatever the fuck his name is,
Warrior.
He's not better than Malachi Starks. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. If you just go watch film, the nigga is not better than Malachi Starks, and I don't know why these scouts have even put him ahead of him. Like, to me, that's fucking befuddling. He's not better than Malachi Starks, one. Another one, Xavier Watts from Notre Dame. He's a fucking stud.
They love him.
He's a stud. Love him. I watched him play Notre Dame against Duke. He's a fucking stud. He can track the ball very well. He's a ball hawk, and I think that that's something that the Carolina Panthers need to play alongside of Trevin, whatever the fuck his name is.
Trayvon Marin.
Yeah, sure.
Excuse me.
And then,
whatever. Nigga from Oakland or from Vegas. Excuse me.
And I have Jonas Sanker on there, but I think that he's solid. I don't think that he's good to pair with
Trayvon.
Yes, because both of them are big hit safeties. And I think this is the reason why I wanted was it Julian Blackmon?
Yes.
Because it would be ideal to have someone who can come down and hit and also someone who's a ball hawk. But I think that Jonas Sanker, he provides like the same kind of thing as guy from Oakland. So, but I have him on my list because, I mean, he's one of the more realistic players that we would probably snag.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, my list is the same couple of names. I'm not going to really break them down again because we just got the breakdown. But I'm going Malachi Starks is definitely on my list. Andrew Makuba is on my list. And actually, Malachi Moore was the last one on my list.
Yeah, I had him on mine too. Or he was like, honorable mention on mine.
Yeah, Malachi Moore. Again, that's another, like I was just referring to, Alabama players flying under the radar. Malachi Moore is not a game breaker like Andrew Makuba, but he is a very serviceable safety that you can plug in.
Cool. And then last but not least, we'll go wide out. I think this is very simple. Very easy. I don't even know if we need to spend much time on this. Tet, Luther, and Jalen. All realistic, all within range. Every mock that I've seen and done have all of these guys available for you, whether it be the first, second, or third round. I think Luther, to be honest, I think Luther might sneak somewhere picks 32 to 41. Because I think that his name has garnered a lot of traction over the last 2 or 3 days. So
he was a player that was originally high on a lot of people's boards and then fell,
dropped,
and now is rising
coming
back up.
And he was actually a guy that I was not fucking with before. But I did my due diligence, and I see the hype. I get it. I understand. But he's not Tet.
No.
He's not Tet, and noticeably on my list, Matthew Golden is not on that list just because I think he's going to end up being a first-round pick, and I'll be damned if we draft him at 8, unfortunately. And if we move back, we need to be moving back to get Mike Green or Donovan Ezaraku. That's my 2 cents on it, but that's my list as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have Tet, Jalen, and then I was on and off between. I really like Xavier Restrepo from Miami. He's just a smaller receiver, but you're making that face. But if you go watch Miami games, he provided a lot of fucking value for them.
Just because he's slow.
For Cam Ward.
He's small and slow.
I mean, Cam Ward was abusing that nigga. And, I mean, if you threw it to the motherfucker, he caught it. So that's why I really like him. But I don't know if he fits what we have in Carolina. But, yeah, he's one of my guys. And also, honorable mention is the guy from Colorado State, Torrey Horton. I watched them when they played against Colorado, dicing their ass up.
Yeah, he was smooth. Yeah, I mean, mine is Tet, Jalen. Luther would be in there, but just for the sake of the conversation, I would throw Savion Williams in there from TCU. Interesting guy. Very similar comp, in my opinion, to Debo Samuels, guy that you can do a lot with. He's played running back at TCU, played wide receiver. Very, very interesting prospect. The production, but, this might go against what Dan said earlier, but the production in college isn't exactly what you would like, but you also got to keep in mind the guy played like 5 different positions at his time in college. So I think that's very interesting, and he's like a Swiss Army knife sort of guy that could be used, and I think it would be very fun to see him in the slot.
Fair enough. 3 my guys. My guys being, if we draft 2 of these 3 names, I will be A-okay. I'll give my day 1, Mike Green, day 2, Andrew Makuba, and day 3, Danny Stutzman. If we get 2 of those 3, I'll be good to go. Unless we draft Mykel Williams at 8. If we draft Mykel Williams at 8, disregard this whole segment for me. But if we get 2 of those 3, I'll be A-okay.
Yeah, I mean, day 1, you just did day 1, day 2, day 3. 1 player for each.
1 player for each. You can do it however you want. 2 of the 3 names, if we get them, the draft class is made for you personally.
Yeah, I put multiple on there. So day 1, I had like Tet, Mike Green, Donovan Ezaraku. Day 2, Siobhan would be a day 2 pick, right?
I don't know.
Or day
3. That's fine if you want to, like, for the sake of the conversation, we'll say he's day 2, sure. Yes.
Okay. And Xavier Watts, I had him as, I don't know if he's day 2 or not.
Okay.
And then day 3, Kobe. And then I also had Jimmy Horn on that list. I don't know if he would be a day 3 pick.
I think so too. I haven't seen a lot about Jimmy Horn at all.
I think he slept on.
I think so too. You have a list ready for us?
Yeah. Obviously, y'all know my day 1 is going to be Donovan Ezaraku. That's been my guy since we've started having this conversation. Day 2 of my guy, I would love to see Jalen Royals with the Panthers. I think he would just fit that scheme just so perfectly. And then on day 3, my guy would definitely be Kobe. I mean, if you can walk away and get Kobe on day 3 of this draft, I mean, you just hit this shit out of the park. And then an honorable mention would be Aeneas Peebles. I don't know why. I just really like the guy. I like the
like
tape.
his name.
No, I actually like the tape. Like he was honest to God, he was the first player in this class that I watched, and I was like, it's gonna be hard to impress me more than this guy because I just loved the film. The first time I saw it.
Can you give more context? I've never heard that name in my life.
Aeneas Peebles, yeah, he's a D tackle from Virginia Tech. Little short. He's on the short end for D tackles, but he's.
Why the hell you look at me?
No, like actually, you know what's crazy? When I watched him play, he reminded me of you. I swear to, like the way you used to play, like just being short, anchoring and getting up under people, but moving them. I was like, there, this nigga is like, this is JJ if he kept playing football.
That might be my favorite player.
This is JJ if he kept
my
playing.
son.
But he's fun to watch, man. I'm not gonna lie, I really like him. So
how do y'all? This is random and it's not on the list. How do y'all feel about Trevor Etienne as a prospect?
I don't really like him because I just don't think he was worth the fuck. Like towards like the back end of his season at Georgia, I don't really love him as a prospect, honestly.
Okay.
I don't either. I think this running back class is so loaded. There's like 10 or 15 guys that I would pick over Etienne.
I would pick Ollie Gordon over him.
Yep.
Scatterboo.
Yeah. Oh, damn sure would pick Scatterboo over him.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't take
Damian Martinez, RJ Harvey.
Yep.
Like there's quite a few. There's definitely quite a few and obviously Genty and Amarian and both the running backs from Ohio State, the kid from Iowa. Like there's a long list of guys that I'm going before I'm getting to Etienne.
Even if you can get him in 6 or 7.
I mean, if we're talking, if I can get you in the 7th.
I mean, when I mocked him, let me go see. Let me go look at this because I saw a couple of people had this position. Because I saw a couple of people take him in our mock draft bracket challenge. I was able to mock him at 163. I don't know how realistic that is, but I mean, you're not expecting that much from 163 anyway. So if we can get him at 163, I would be happy, but I just wanted to get y'all's opinion. I don't really have an opinion on him right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think
he doesn't move the needle for you.
Yeah, no. There's a couple running backs that I'll take over him, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of him, honestly.
Fair. We'll skip over this one because I feel like we've talked about it. I think that all of us agree, and y'all can say something and speak up if y'all don't feel this way. I think if the board falls any remnants of what we've been seeing, if it falls similar to any way we've been seeing, I believe with the prospects that'll be at the Carolina Panthers' disposal, I think the Carolina Panthers should move back. And that could be me just being obsessed with Donovan and being obsessed with Mike. But I believe that you can trade back and get one of those two guys and be A-OK. I do. So the question that I was going to initially pose, and y'all can answer it, like just very, very briefly so we can move on because we're running. We're rolling here. Should the Panthers stay at 8 or should they trade back? You guys heard Dan Morgan's press conference. I believe that the Panthers want to trade back. I think it's inevitable. I think it's the right decision. I think that if you're looking at edge, this class is deep enough for you to move back in the first round and get multiple edges that will suffice and be starters on day one. How do you guys feel? Should we stay at 8 or do we move back?
Yeah, I'm on the team of moving back in the draft. I think you get a lot more value there because, like we've been saying, I think this draft is like well balanced enough to where like you're not necessarily. I think the franchise changing guys are going in the first couple of picks. Then I think the rest is just kind of like,
Yeah, but guys, like Tavian said, yeah, but guys. Last question, and then we'll move on to Juice, and then we'll go Fan Blitz, and then we'll get out of here. How many picks out of 9? How many picks does Dan Morgan have to hit on this draft for this to be a successful draft for him, for this front office, for this organization, and for you to be comfortable with? how many picks out of the 9 that we currently have. And I'm going to go ahead and say that you have to hit on your first round.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever that may
absolutely.
be. Whoever that may be, you have to hit on your first round.
I mean, go ahead. I mean, I'm thinking at least out of 9.
Out of 9.
Based on what you did last year, I need at least 6.
Okay.
I damn near don't even. I don't even
Okay.
want to leave room for error on any of them. But obviously, everybody's not gonna pan out to be what you think they are. But I think that you left a lot of meat on the bones last year with Jonathan Brooks.
How many did
with-
they hit on last year?
I mean, shit.
TBD. But just based off what we saw this past season,
None.
how many did they hit?
I don't see.
I don't see. Maybe.
I don't see.
I would
any.
say only one.
And
was the
who
one?
was the one?
JT.
Shaw. Oh.
JT.
Yeah, but you could make an argument that, like, you know,
You didn't even hit on him.
yeah, because like
yeah.
you said, TBD. If it's gonna be
Yeah.
TBD, I think he falls into that category. So I wouldn't be mad with anyone that's like, I don't even know if you hit on him,
And see,
because
that's-
I'm alone that.
That's why when you said hit on 6, I think that's. I mean, I was
That's a
gonna
hefty,
say
hefty
I was
price.
gonna say 5.
I was gonna say 5 as well.
Yeah, I want to see you at least. I want over 50% hit rate.
I
but
mean, you got like 6 is way more than 5.
no,
This
I'm
one-
saying that's what I just said though. I'm like, it's not too big of a difference, but I felt like I was high at 5, and then you jumped to 6 because I was gonna say 4 originally. I was gonna say 4.
You don't even know
But
what
then-
my first thought was.
Oh,
I'm damn near like, you need to hit on all them. Because you need to,
All
you,
them
need, you
bitches.
need to make up for what you fucked off last draft.
Did they
Am
fuck
I-
off though? It's everything
well, they
is
fucked off
TBD.
with Jonathan Brooks. I can tell you that much. They fucked off on
Okay,
Jonathan
cool.
Brooks.
Yes, they did. That's what y'all want from me. I'll admit it. Yes, they fucked off with Jonathan Brooks.
I'm
He's off.
Dylan,
trending.
clip that, save that moment, please,
Yes,
and add it to
Jonathan
the archives.
Brooks, bad pick for the Carolina Panthers. Hindsight.
I'm 1 season from they fucked off from XL. I'm
I am
I'm
too.
5 games from that. 5.
5?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm 5.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He's got to make up for it. But then they hit with Jalen Coker, UDFA, different
Yeah.
story. But
Yeah,
we're not
that
going to
nigga
include
don't
that.
count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
he-
not going to include that.
Because I need to
into
know
the
if you can draft or not. Because if you
Right.
can't draft, unfortunately, with all due respect, Dan Morgan, you're not worth the fuck.
first draft.
if you can't
definitely
draft.
get an F.
I'm
So
not
far,
gonna go-
you get
no,
an F.
that's
Right
too-
now,
that's
you
too
have
much,
an F.
Tavian.
Right
That's
now,
too
he
much.
hasn't. If we just say he
That's
didn't
too
hit on a
much.
single damn player, if I go to
I
school
said
and
that's
take a
TBD.
test and I don't get a single damn question right, I get a fucking F.
That's TBD. It's TBD.
Man,
because
that
I'm
nigga
gonna go
gets
ahead and
an
tell
F
you,
right
JT
now.
Sanders. I'm gonna if we let's just say right, we're gonna take it out. We're gonna say
JT Sanders gets a
he
C.
maybe hit or he maybe didn't hit, right? Because that's all we can do after one season.
So he has a
He
C.
maybe did hit on JT Sanders.
C.
He maybe did hit on XL.
C.
He
Minus.
maybe did hit
D,
on Shaw
actually,
Smith Wade.
D plus.
No.
He maybe did hit on Shaw
He gets
Shaw
a
Smith
C
Wade.
minus for Shaw Smith. He gets a C for JT, and he gets a D minus for XL because of where. What are you looking at me like that for? Because of
Stop,
where
stop,
XL was
stop,
drafted. You moved up to get him in the first round. He
Tavian,
had a
you
really.
moved up one pick.
It doesn't matter. You gave up to move up into the first round to draft the kid. One pick because you thought he was going to go to the Bills. Whatever. You moved up to go get him, right? And then he
produced more
played
than
like.
Keon.
He played like.
He played better than Keon.
I don't know if Keon necessarily had a drop problem, though.
Yeah, I think
Like,
Keon
XL
had
doesn't
a,
have a drop problem.
Okay.
Yes, the fuck he does, bro. Stop saying that, bro.
He doesn't,
Stop
bro.
saying.
He does-
you
his
just
wrist
told
was
me. You
fucked
just
off.
told me that he catches with his fucking body. That means
Yeah, he
because you
does.
can't catch with your hands.
Or
That's
he
why
just,
you do
Or
that.
he just doesn't trust his hands. I think he can catch with his hands.
What the fuck is the difference? If you can't, if you don't trust them, then you don't use the motherfuckers.
I think that he can. I don't know if he has a drop problem.
He does.
I don't know if he has a drop problem.
And
a lot
Keon
of people
Coleman
will say
had
that.
better stats than XL, by the way.
So would you rather have Keon Coleman or XL? Are we going to do this?
I would rather have
Yes.
Keon Coleman.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I would rather
Can
have
we
Keon
move on
Coleman.
to Juice, please? If
You
guys
act like
don't
that's in
mind.
the same fucking
Because
state.
It is.
they had the same amount of touchdowns, but Keon Coleman had 556 yards to XL's 497. And Keon Coleman did that on 29
And
receptions.
Keon Coleman was hurt how many games?
Keon Coleman had 29 receptions. Xavier Legette had 49. So Keon
cool.
Coleman
So
Keon Coleman
That's
averaged
just fucking embarrassing.
Keon
No,
Coleman
not
averaged
really.
19.2 yards per reception. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, give me
'cause he's
Keon.
a fucking
So I know,
deep vertical
I know.
threat.
So,
XL isn't
so cool.
that.
So I know in the game against Philly
XL
when I
isn't
send,
that.
What is he?
I know when I in the game against Philly when I send Keon Coleman
nigga that
down
runs routes.
to make that deep vertical catch to win the game,
He would have
caught
caught it.
it.
He would have caught that bitch.
So cool.
For a shit show.
It's
He
so
would have
cool.
caught that bitch.
I'm not gonna go ahead and just jump out the
I'm
window and say
damn
that
near
shit.
thinking almost every receiver in the draft, except for some, would have caught that motherfucker.
Stop. No.
Tell me one.
XL.
Yeah, besides him.
There's only one nigga in the NFL that I know would have dropped that shit that he dropped.
Jonathan Mingo.
No. Quentin Johnson.
He just saw something.
That's the only one.
Thinking Jonathan Mingo might have caught that.
I think so too, if I'm being honest.
And I know Terrence Marshall would have caught it.
Now, Jonathan Mingo might have tripped on the 1 yard line. Very possible. He had a tendency to do some strange things. But he would have caught it.
We're having technical difficulties today. I apologize. Well, actually, I don't apologize. I don't know what's going on. It's not my fault. That's all I'm going to say. But I know this fuck nigga is going to blame it on me. I can just tell you. I can just tell by the way you were looking at me.
Word of the day.
Accountability.
That should be the word of the year.
I
damn
mean,
near.
nigga, how the fuck
Have
is
to
it my
use it
fault
so-
that this shit just
so
starts
often.
randomly stops recording, nigga? And it just keeps disconnecting, and there's nothing wrong with the shit. Like I don't know. I don't know why it's happening. I don't.
Is it rolling now or is it disconnected?
Nah, it's rolling.
Okay.
I mean,
Juice,
it's roll,
juice,
yeah, it's been rolling
juice.
for the overwhelming majority of the show. Let's go to Juice, man. Let's go to Juice. Nobody won last week.
Do not believe
The
so.
Kings fucked me off.
Shout
Paolo,
out to the Kings.
Paolo fucked me off.
You won?
Nope.
I'm
But I have
this
one.
week.
I have
do
one
too.
on my body, and you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Are you dumb?
Relax, nigga.
You won one in almost 2 years. Like, calm down, bro.
Yeah, your
A
hit
win
rate is
is a
fucking.
win.
You'd be demoted to the minors.
The winners will win. Let's start with Dylan. If you're not familiar with this segment of the show, and I know it's a lot of new people, first and foremost, if you're new, like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. Follow us on all social media at For Panthers Fans Only, at FPFO_podcast on X exclusive. Let's go to Dylan first. Oh, if you're new here, this is our segment of the show when we put in a plus 400 or longer parlay. Last year, our content manager, Dylan, won for the entire season. This year, I'm on top of the leaderboard. I'm tied with somebody, but it doesn't matter. I'm on top right now so far.
So hot.
Dylan plus 500. Trey Amos to go first round. Donovan Ezeraku to go first round. Walter Nolan to go first round. Plus 500. Very
That ain't
simple.
bad.
That's not bad at
That's
all.
a damn good one.
I should have looked at. I didn't even look at that shit.
What,
Yeah, that
draft?
would've been- Yeah, that would have been good.
I mean, that would have made sense for y'all to do that. But, I mean, we don't have time, unfortunately. We don't have time. I fucked off.
Damn.
We don't have time.
I'm gonna go make a new ticket for the personal.
Terrence, you're up.
Shit.
Quick,
Shut up,
nigga.
boy. Shut up.
Quick, nigga.
I got the Pacers beating the Bucks. OKC minus 14.5 on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are fucking dog shit. The Carolina Hurricanes money line against the Devils, and then Vegas Golden Knights against Minnesota Wild. Plus 490. Lock it in. It's a lock. Lock it in. Lock it in.
All right, I guess I'll go next. I got plus 596. I am taking the Milwaukee Bucks money line against the Indiana Pacers. Los Angeles Lakers money line against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Boston Celtics money line versus the Orlando Magic. Cleveland Cavaliers money line versus the Miami Heat. And Ja Morant to score 20 plus.
This shit right here is like plus 1150.
Yeah.
3 players, very, very simple, can change the whole trajectory of your week if you just put $25 on this little shit right here. James Pierce Jr., drafted in the first round. Mason Taylor, drafted in the first round. Luther Burden, drafted in the first round.
That would just be
Lock
nice.
it in, lock 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 it in. Y'all been seeing the way
Where are these
they've
tickets
been
at?
gassing. They've been gassing. I mean, it's on FanDuel. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting me some right now.
Yeah, lock that in. Lock that in. Lock that in. If y'all want to participate with us, then feel free to send us y'all's tickets. If we can make some money off of y'all, we can do so, and we will do so. Appreciate it. If y'all want to volunteer, of course. That's all we have for Juice. That was very quick. I think that we needed it to be quick. Actually, we're on hour this has to be hour 2 at this point.
About.
Has to be hour 2. Y'all are going to get a lot of content from us this week. So, I mean, since we have a pause right here, if you haven't already, tap in with us on social media. For Panthers fans only on every social media platform with the exception of X. X, you can find us at FPFO_podcast. Tap in with us on all DSPs for Panthers fans only. If you want to just have an audio experience, you can find us Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, et cetera, et cetera. We're everywhere on all of that shit. If you're not familiar with the YouTube channel and you're currently listening or watching on a DSP, tap in with us on YouTube at the G2S Network. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on. And if you're watching on YouTube, of course, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate the love and support that you guys give us all throughout these long-ass episodes and all throughout these long seasons where the Panthers only win 3, 4, 5, 6 football games. Also, I guess I'll just go ahead and plug what we have coming for the rest of the season just for my guys to get their wits about them. The rest of the week, rather. Tonight, 8 p.m., turn your reminders on your phone, whether you have an Android or an iPhone. Yes, I'm judging you if you have the former, unless you're an OG. OG status, 45 and up. Turn your notifications on for that. We will be going live, doing our live mock draft. We're going to come together as a group collectively, and we're going to put together the best draft, the best mock draft for the Carolina Panthers heading into Thursday evening. Speaking of Thursday evening, we will have a live watch party. We'll have special guests coming on the show. We'll be talking the NFL draft. It'll just be kind of like IRL style a little bit, streaming style. It'll just be a good time. It'll be a vibe. Make sure to tune in on Thursday. Set your reminder for that. I'm not sure when we'll start that. Maybe an hour before the draft. We'll see. Maybe 7 o'clock, but again, we'll have to see. Just stay tuned to the social media platforms, and you'll know exactly what time we have, what time we'll get things kicked off on that front. But you're not going to want to miss that either. If you're going to be at home, watching the draft, drinking, doing whatever you're doing, and you're going to be dolo, you might as well join us over at FPFO for the FPFO official watch party, being live streamed exclusively on G2S Network. For Panthers fans only, at FPFO_podcast on X, as well as Twitch. That's it. That's all I have to plug. Enter the giveaways if you haven't done so at this point. I mean, like we said, we're like 2 hours in already. If you didn't catch it on the intro, go to forpanthersfansonly.com, click on giveaways. It'll take you directly to it. You have 10 free entries right now at your disposal that you haven't cashed in on for 2 totally different giveaways. One, a rookie jersey giveaway. The second one, the FPFO game day experience, road game day experience with For Panthers fans only, exclusively. Win a free trip to Glendale, Arizona. You need to pay for your food. That's going to be it. If you want to go out with us, do all of that. We're not covering all of that. We'll cover the flight. We'll cover the hotel. We'll cover the game tickets. All the extracurricular will be on you. And you need to make sure that you're going to be able to go. So if you do happen to win, even before you even enter, I know a lot, we don't know what the schedule will look like, but please make sure that your schedule is a little flexible around those Sundays. So, we're not wasting with all due respect, obviously, I'm not trying to be funny or whatever, but we're not wasting a winner on somebody that will not be able to attend. We want to make sure that this is going to somebody that can attend and just catch a vibe with us on the roll. And yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have there. We're going to go to our Fan Blitz. Let's go here. We have quite a couple of questions this week. I don't know if I said that the first time or what.
You did. It still sounded fucked off.
Quite a couple of questions this week.
Get them out,
You
bro.
say it 5 times.
Get them out.
Why don't you just say quite a lot?
Quite a couple of questions this week.
Quite a couple of I mean, that's just...
Nigga, I just listen to a lot of rap.
The fuck does that mean?
You mean nothing? I just wanted to hear that response. Let's do this one real quick. This was actually from last week. He got the entry in a little bit late after we did our Fan Blitz segment. Shout out my boy JB, Tyler Hall resident, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. 6th floor, best floor. We were really in that whole mob.
Get to the question, bro.
Yeah, like
Just
all
relax.
this
Everybody
extra
calm down, bro. Shout out JB, man. Do the Panthers make the playoffs in 2025? Yes.
shit. No.
Yes, absolutely. Quick,
Yes.
because he wasn't paying attention, but he's trying to rush me. Do you even
Yes.
know what the question is?
Yes, they make the playoffs in 2025.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Yes, I believe they make the playoffs in 2025.
Unfortunately, they don't.
Bryce. The Reaper.
The Reaper, nigga. The Reaper. Go cop your Carolina Reaper team right now on ForPanthersFansOnly.com. Let's see. Bloody said, "Can y'all live stream our pick?" Yes, we will be live streaming on days 1 and 3. We will be live streaming on days 1 and 3. So that will be fulfilled. Pros and cons of going wide receiver edge versus edge wide receiver with the first and second round picks. So the pros and cons of us going wide receiver at 8 and then edge in the second, and vice versa. We go edge and wide receiver. This is kind of a loaded question, so I'm gonna try and keep it short.
I think we've answered it.
I was about to say, I think that we've answered it for the most part throughout this entire episode and a couple of before. But just to give you like 2 minutes, like very, very quickly, I think that if you're going first round and you're wanting to go wide receiver, the only wide receiver personally that I'm willing to go is Tet. Like, I'm not going up to get, I'm not trading back to get Luther. I'm not trading back to get Jalen. I'm not trading back to get Matthew Golden. That's just a personal opinion. I know a lot of y'all will hate that. I'm just personally not doing it. The only receiver that I'm willing to go wide receiver edge for is Tet. And then you go with whatever you go with in the second round. The pros and cons, obviously, if you do it that way, the pros are you get your third-year quarterback whose rookie deal is quickly approaching. I mean, this is already year 3 of Bryce Young. I feel like it was just yesterday we were on the field at Bank of America Stadium celebrating the selection of Bryce Young. But we're already heading into year 3. So the pros of that is you actually getting him a true wide receiver 1. I think everybody on this cast would subscribe to the believing that Tet is a true wide receiver 1, and he will be in the NFL. I don't know currently if you have a true wide receiver 1 on your team. I never believed that Adam Thielen was a wide receiver 1 for the Carolina Panthers. There's a lot left to be desired with XL. I think if you go Tet, that answers those questions, because I do believe if you give, Bryce another weapon, it just opens things up a lot more for Adam Thielen to do what he does, for Coker to develop even more than he did last year, to do a little bit more than he already has done. XL to actually become a serviceable wide receiver 1B/2A. It just opens everything up. That would be the pros, and obviously the cons would be your run defense and your defense overall still. I mean, it still suffers. You still have holes, which I think a lot of us would agree is still the case. And then if you look at it from the other perspective, you go edge wide receiver, I don't really think there's any cons to that unless you just value us getting defense over potentially getting another weapon. I mean, that to me is very self-explanatory if you decide to take that approach. I think that's what the Carolina Panthers do, is go edge. I don't know if they go Tet. I think they should if the board falls and their hands are tied and they're quote-unquote stuck at 8. So y'all don't have to worry about answering that question. I did it for y'all.
I mean, you don't need to speak for me. I think the pros and cons for going edge over wide receiver is you have better edges. The wide receivers that would fit the Carolina offense, you can get in the second round, versus the edges. Those will probably be depleted by the time you roll back around in the second. So it's probably better, and it's a better idea to go edge over edge receiver versus receiver edge.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think there's only one receiver you take at 8, but I mean, I do think, I don't know if I would take Tet at 8, but I wouldn't hate it if they did. I would rather just trade back. So in us trading back, if I'm on that train, then I think you go edge and then receiver, because I think you have a more dire need at edge and on the defensive side of the ball than you do at receiver. And then I think that you still have a lot of good receivers that you can get towards the back end of the draft.
Next question. That question came from Black and Blue Network. Shout out to the guys over there. Next question coming from B&B Demon Time OVO. That's a lot. That's a lot, nigga. That's a lot. That is a lot, bro. Do you think we did enough? Chill, bro. Do you think we did enough in free agency to take an offensive weapon? If you're talking about an offensive weapon, this is another one of those questions that I feel like we've answered a couple of times, but I guess we can word it a bit different. If we're talking about in the first round, I would say, did we do enough in free agents? No, to answer your question directly, we didn't. I don't believe that we did enough because you're still kind of ass out and lost at safety. You need more cornerback depth, and you don't have an edge. I mean, well, you do, but that is, to me, that's position one that needs to be addressed. So, no, I don't believe that you've done enough. But if you're going to put your dick on the table, if you're Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, and Tet falls to you, and the board doesn't have you with Abdul, doesn't have you with Mason Graham, doesn't have you with Jalen Walker, then you go Tet. That's just a risk that you're going to have to take, and you're going to have to live with it, and then you make up for it with the other 8 picks that you have and go defense.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that you're referring to in the first round.
Yes, that's what I'm assuming as well.
So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, you did not, because you didn't address your edge needs in any meaningful way, and you still have a gaping hole at edge.
Pause.
Nope, it's a gaping hole at edge, 110%.
Yeah, no, you definitely didn't do enough in the offseason to, to go there in the first round. But, yeah, you just didn't, unfortunately.
All right. Let me see. I think that was the last question. Yeah, that was the last one. Okay. We're moving along. Everybody relax. I think we covered all of that. Okay, cool. Whoever would like to come up the bat first.
I have nothing at this moment.
Okay.
Let me find something.
Something that pisses you off or something that you can go on a rant about. I'll go first. I mean, I'll just lean more into what we've discussed over the last 2 hours. The Carolina Panthers and this ideology that we're going Michael Williams at number 2. To me, it would just be incompetent. It would be incompetent. And honestly, I've said this for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I'm tracking. It's not even going to take that long. I've said it for 2 or 3 weeks in a row that I'm open, completely open to somebody telling me the fascination with Michael Williams. I still don't see it. And I'm telling y'all that I've done my due diligence. I don't know how he fits. I don't know how he's beneficial. I don't know how he's more beneficial than other names that will be available for you at 8 should you be quote-unquote stuck. And if you're not moving back, it shouldn't even be a conversation. It shouldn't be a thought because as Araku is more valuable, Green is more valuable. And honestly, if you want to get freaky and go cornerback and safety, I might personally subscribe to that thought process and ideology more than I do you drafting Michael Williams. This will be the last episode for Panthers fans only if the Carolina Panthers draft Michael Williams. The last episode that doesn't get restricted by YouTube, doesn't get us canceled, doesn't get restricted by all of the other DSPs. I can't stand him as a prospect. I wish him the best of luck in life. He's just not what we need in Process Blue right now. And if you think that he is, please DM me. My personal page is down below in the bio. Just very, very simple. Keep pounding.
Okay. You ready?
Quickly.
Yeah. Mine, I'm just going to kind of touch on the quarterback situation a little bit. I just don't understand, one, how Jalen Milroe has jumped Shedeur Sanders in the draft, is going number 2 off the board. I think that you can just go really turn on the film and see who the better quarterback prospect is in that regard. 2, I don't understand how the fuck Jackson Dart is even in the fucking conversation. I just don't think that he's really that good. I watched him play in a few games last year, specifically the game against Florida, I remember, where he just completely pissed that away when he threw those 2 horrible fucking interceptions. I don't understand how certain guys just continue to fall as draft prospects when literally no fucking film has been put on the board since they fucking did the fucking draft combine. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it's fucking weird, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much my rant. Jackson Dart is fucking ass.
Do you like Shedeur as a prospect?
Yeah, I like Shedeur as a prospect. I mean, I damn sure like him over fucking Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I was just curious. I don't think that I like him over a lot of the quarterbacks that we've seen coming out over the last 3 or 4 years. I don't think he's really that.
Shedeur?
Yeah, Shedeur. I
think he's very smart. I think he's a very high IQ quarterback.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that's something that's very, very, very underrated.
Yeah, I think so too.
Fair.
Very smart, very accurate. He's going to have a long career.
Fair enough.
All right. My 2-minute warning today. For those of y'all,
some bullshit. Go ahead.
For those of y'all that were around at the beginning of the season, as you know, Terrence liked to talk shit on my kickball game, and ever since that time, I took that shit personal, and I've done nothing but got better every single week. Last week we were battling for our spot in the championship game. Put on an absolute show in the fucking outfield. Didn't allow shit. Oh, there was one. Well, there was one. But at that point in the game, we were already up 10-0. Also did the justice of bringing your co-host home on one. Nice little RBI triple out there. Hit a beautiful little line drive. But just know I'm a fucking demon out there on that diamond now, and I get shit done. And for those of y'all that were around to listening to my name being slandered and this, that, and the third, I'm one of them ones. I make shit happen, and we about to go for this chip on Wednesday. When y'all see this, we'll be in the championship game. Know that.
Would you like to tell them what I did on that run that you kicked in?
You want me to include that?
He doesn't want to add any context.
Nah. There's no context needed. I mean, he made a hell of a play. I fucking drilled one to right field, line drive, making it around first base. The guy brings it in from the outfield. Terrence is booking it around second, breaks around third, and coming home, the dude, because you can throw the ball to the pitcher and kickball to get the runner to stop or hold wherever they are. But this guy wanted to throw him out. So he the outfielder made a hell of a play because he got close as fucking Terrence out of nowhere. Tried to hit him with the ball, throw him out. This man fucking does a split. Terrence does a split in the air,
so
jumping over the
ass nigga.
But he jumping over the fucking ball. That's actually how I was able to get the third too, because they were so distracted with that shit. I just made my way around the fucking bases.
Yeah, real demon.
Yeah.
And I kicked a home run that day too.
Yeah, that nigga ended up in the dirt. Terrence ended up in the dirt. Somehow didn't get touched by the ball. I don't know. I was booking it around the bases. I missed the specifics, but.
So that's why your back is fucked off, because you out there doing too damn
doing
much.
Shit like that.
Yeah. Okay. So that tracks now. Interesting.
I actually have a doctor's appointment Friday because I think I got some nerve damage.
And you think that it's the best idea? You think that's the best idea for you to just?
We have a championship game Wednesday.
You got to put your body on the line. It was for a spot in the chip, and that it was the same team, mind you. It was the same team that he told them that he was going to choke one of their players out. So we had some shit for him. Yeah. We beat.
That's what y'all played.
We put that
out
shit
of
on
them.
them.
I mean, they didn't even get a run until the end. That's the one I was saying. One got over me because they hadn't been doing shit. They hadn't kicked far at all, bro. And we're like last out, right, type shit, about to end the game. Booms went into the other field's game. So I had to run through the other team. Like, there was another
And that
game
shit
going
won a
on.
home run?
It was.
Yeah, no, it was.
Burnt him. This nigga Tavian
he's out there dicking off.
He's sitting there fucking looking. I'm like, nigga, you need to be running back, bro. He's sitting there looking.
I didn't think that shit was going to go that
He
far.
ain't never played baseball.
It just didn't look like it was going that far.
Your first
step back.
Always back
It
as
was.
an outfielder.
I needed to take 5 steps back, though. That was the problem. I took 1. I needed to take 5.
So he took 1 and then he got on his heels?
Yeah.
So, see, that's where you fucked off.
Bro, I told you, I ran into another game. There was because they played at an angle, right? You're playing, so there's another team playing a game going this way, and we're going that way. I ran into their game trying to track this ball down. That's how far this motherfucker kicked that shit, bro.
Bomb, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, your boy was there? Your boy was there? The nigga that told you he was going to fuck you up?
Ain't nobody never. One, ain't nobody ever told me that. 2, I guess he was. I don't even remember which one it was.
So you out there faded when you told a nigga you were going to choke him?
No, I was completely sober.
It's just they all look the same.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on that note, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Catch us tonight at 8 p.m. for our live mock draft, and tune in on Thursday for our watch party. Thanks for tuning in again. Like, comment, subscribe, bell notification on. Talk to y'all soon.